ain't popped off yet. Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hallelujah. Another barbershop chop session. Y'all see the title, man. We look controversial around here. A few people got a few questions. Nehemiah over there with the laptop popping. Lay got the napkin covering her head. Look, if y'all want one of these, I ain't putting mine on, so if any of y'all want. You good? Lay, you want to get yourself together here? You got. You ain't trying to make up our. Yeah, she's trying to do a baby daddy. You ain't got to look country. You don't be trying to stay from the You said that live, my brother. As y'all see, it's going down. Another barbershop chop session. The book of Enoch. The book of Enoch. Is it valid? Is it phony? Well, good topic though. You did. It was so good. It was so good. The whole day, but it straight tripped me out. But when she told me, and I read the book, then she came with this video, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, wait. Yeah. And the video just kind of threw me all off. So see, I told her, you can't trust nothing she said. No, hold on. Let's keep it together, right? Sister Ursh, what you saying? I told him off the top that God, this is serious. And that's why I brought it to her, because I knew this timelines wasn't right or none of that. Everything. Yeah, we don't actually. We've actually been we actually been in dialogue with
somebody else will come in.
Okay, that's what she said.
Well, we actually been in dialogue with that video. Not new. We actually been in dialogue, not just over that topic, but many different topics. You feel me? Because everything that you deal with the scripture is not surface level. So certain things you got to dive deep down into. Now, some people dig deeper than others. That's just true.
One thing he was saying on the video, but he said a couple of things. It was crazy, but he was saying that Enoch went up to see the Most High in the flesh. I'm like, well, common sense would tell that's not.
No, he was saying what he was saying was that he was trying to debate how could the angel sleep with the human woman if they was in spiritual form? How can angel? That's what he said. Angels.
That's a good question, and actually that's an excellent question. But see, the same question need to be asked about Adam and Eve. They was told in their spiritual, immortal bodies to be fruitful and multiply. Before they even failed. You feel me? And look, the seed that they had was supposed to live forever, eternally. Man was made to live forever.
That's right.
Courtney, you got your clock on? Yeah. Let me get the clock for you. Let's show that. Man actually was made to live forever. That's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. These last two verses. But let's get into it because it's a good topic to tackle, you know what I'm saying?
Then the angels wanted to come out, they wanted to get Lot. Lot's son, didn't they?
That's
with his son.
That's another good one.
That's one right there.
Yeah, when those men wanted to sleep with the angels that came with Lot. That But I mean, it's an excellent topic to get into because what you'll see, y'all willing at the end of it is it's always an underlying agenda to throw some type of doubt on the script when you're done talking, because it's like, look, it always leaves something open. Like it's not like you finna cover every point you finna bring out with your lane of reasoning. It's gonna be like, well, I don't believe that, and then you'll bring one scripture or two into the play, but you won't bring everything into play because it's a lot of things you gotta answer. Now, if the book of Enoch is not valid, like some of the scriptures we're finna get into, and I done shot him at old boy that did the video, and then other people that's proponents, because there ain't no salvation issue. So I'm always a brother that can sit down and rap. But then certain people get angry and be ready to bang with you over it. You know what I'm saying?
But
try to come with
Enoch is so valuable to us to study from, and we need it. We need that book. And that book, you can't just say, okay, it's just a little simple matter. It don't matter if they believe this, but you got unbelievers that's coming into the truth, and they need that book. And there's a lot of things that's in the book of Enoch.
Yeah. If you need further revelation, if you want to go deeper than just surface level, it's a lot of things to where you can be like, okay, that makes sense. And then when you start tripping off a lot of the archaeological findings, like, man, look, they finding femur bones. I mean, which is your leg bone, longer than this whole building. They digging them about the earth. Now some people go, oh, them fake. But then what about other things they finding? Like, what about other megalithic structures that they can't even replicate today?
We even talked about how they made did the little giraffe. You know how they made the little lizards and all type of other foreign animals. We talked about that shit now too.
Yeah.
And the man kind of said something on her about that.
Look, like it's stuff I heard, like the Giza pyramids.
Yeah.
They still can't replicate them today. Somebody, look at these sheep rules. I ain't know y'all was coming to town. Dang. Y'all ain't even said nothing. North Little Rock in the building. Hey, Nee, did you know? Did you know? You ain't know, man. You sure ain't said nothing, brother.
You know he didn't know because he kind of came.
Yeah, see, that's messed up. He ain't tell me my sister was coming in town, you dig? North Little Rock in the building. Key Bay and Roslyn just walked in the building, Worldwide Assembly. North Little Rock in the building. Y'all already know. So look, we talking about the book of Enoch. You know, that's a very controversial. And with us, we love controversy. Controversy is what we do. You know, it ain't no thing.
And the baseline is, as long as there's not no law break.
As long as what?
Not no law break.
If there's no
violation
of the Torah of the Most High, then it's something that need to be considered.
So can we run the disclaimer?
Go ahead. What's your go ahead?
So the disclaimer. The Bible is the source.
Right.
All the other books are research.
Right. So look, let's hit this real quick because I want to show that man actually was made to live forever in his spiritual immortal body, and he was told to reproduce. He was given that ability to reproduce as an eternal being. You feel me? Wisdom of Solomon, I believe it is, chapter 2, the last two verses. 23, 24, I believe it is. Shalom, my sister.
Okay,
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. We're going to read the last two verses just real quick. And then we're going to touch some of these, because it's scripts in there to where you're going to have to, if you can't answer that without Enoch being involved, then you might be forced to say, well, look, I'm still looking into that, or I'm still studying up on that. Most High revealed that to me. You feel me? But even if that's your response, that actually means you not fully persuaded in what it is you lean into. Because if you believe it and you're able to speak it, then you should be ready to teach that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you believe it and you say it, you should be ready to teach it. If not, it should be something that's just like, you know what, I don't even know. The jury's out on that right now. I'm just studying up on it. You know what I'm saying? But once we get to laying certain scripts out, and that's your response about 4 or 5 times, then it's like, well, you really need to go back to the drawing board on that one. You feel me? Because it's just what it is. Because there's scriptures in that we're going to address that it's going to be like, dang, what does that mean? Right? And if I ask you what that means without Enoch, and you can't tell me, but then you ask me, and I'm like, look, I got precepts right here. Bing, 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 bing. And who do we go with? The one that's unsure or the one that's pulling his script? You see what I'm saying? So let's show Wisdom of Solomon the fact that we were able to reproduce being immortal. Right? Angels are immortal, right? You know what I'm saying? Angels call us brothers according to the scripture, Revelation 19:10. I'm of your brothers. Huh? They're ministering spirits, meaning they're here to serve us, those that are heirs to salvation. Are they not ministering spirits sent out to them that are heirs to salvation? That's scripture. You feel me? So first thing we need to show is in your immortality and your eternity, you still have the ability to reproduce. Right? Now, is that lot gonna fall on everybody? You feel me? In the resurrection, no. You be made like unto the angels, you know, you die. But if you alive and living during that time and you receive your spiritual body like Adam and Eve, then the lot will fall on you to reproduce. Right? If you die before the return, if you die before the day of the Lord, then that's not your lot. You're gonna live forever, but your lot is not to reproduce and have immortal children and do all that extra. Somebody will go there. Well, we got them scriptures too, right? The scriptures of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. What did it say? Let's get into it.
In Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23.
Yeah.
For Elohim created man to be immortal.
He created man. Man was made to be immortal. So when you read Genesis 1 and it say, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, that was before they even partook of that tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That was before before even the decree went out for them to die. He gave them the order, be fruitful and multiply. Being immortal. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Right.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil,
through jealousy or envy of the devil, go ahead,
came death into the world.
Yeah.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
Those that hold of the devil's side gonna find death. You feel me? So God's game plan originally is for you to live forever. Period. We only died because we went against his code, went against his order. You feel me? Through one man, death came. Through one man, life comes. So the claim that if you living as a spiritual, powerful being, but you can't reproduce just based off that one scripture is not true. It's not true. You need Genesis 1, 2 once you get done. But I know you had something. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, actually, why I got Genesis 1, 2.
Go ahead, pull it.
But you know, a whole other thing. So we had Genesis 1 and 28.
It's the second witness to God created man to be immortal, right? Right? God created man to be immortal. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 27.
Yeah.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, great he him.
Created.
He him, male and female.
So one like this, the man was supposed to live forever. You feel me? His counterpart as well. We were made in the image of the Heavenly Father to live and rule this earth forever. In eternity. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 28.
Yeah.
And Yahweh blessed it. And Yahweh said unto them, be fruitful. Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Be fruitful, multiply, and refill this earth. Which is a whole nother topic because it's like, dang, what you mean refill? What else was going on before y'all got put? A whole nother topic. You know, we got a few things out there, but that's a whole same thing was told to Noah in Genesis 7. Be fruitful, multiply, and refill this earth. Yeah. This is Genesis 1. So what was going on before Adam and Eve, or the image of God was put here? Once you get into all that, you start seeing the rebellion with Lucifer in the heavens. And why was he in the garden when they was created? Why was he already there? You feel me? He had already fallen from what it was he was ruling. You feel me? That's a whole nother topic, y'all. We can get in there and be all the way over here, but I'm just saying, like, yeah. We got studies. We got studies on that though. But I mean, it's just real. Even in this Enoch, we're finna get into the secrets of Enoch. A lot of people don't go into that, but when you get in that chapter 30, he gonna tell you how many times the devil actually ruled this dominion. Like, this ain't the first time he ruled. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into it, you're like, dang, okay, that makes sense. About why he was already heard, you feel me? And he was allowed to even tempt Eve, and she brought that to Adam and all that. It was a war that was birthed in the middle of a war. It was a war had already kicked off in the heavens before Adam and Eve was even created. You feel me? Battleground Earth or Battlefield Earth. It's a few sci-fi flicks out there about that. About the world before Adam and Eve and what was really going on out here. Woo-wee. Whole nother topic though. It's all good, you know. It's all good. Go ahead, sis.
That's where they Greek got the war of the Titans and all that kind of
The
stuff.
fallen gods and all that.
What's that movie?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think it's
Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans.
Wrath of the Titans. Yeah, okay.
And what about what about the world of the dinosaurs? Like, you can't deny the fossils they digging up now. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now we learned all that in school. You did. All right, so where we put them at? Was they walking around with Adam? Or was they in the world before Adam?
No.
He just told them, be fruitful, multiply, and refill the earth. What was going on? What was going on before Adam? See what I'm saying? That's not. I mean, we got lessons on it, but just to keep it where we at, you understand? It was something going on before Adam and Eve was even created. It was perfect to a middle of the war. Satan, known as Lucifer, had already lost his rank in the heavens, and he was here to tempt man already. He was already here. You feel me? You got something I know you will go to.
Yeah, I want to read 1 Corinthians 15, and I'm going to start at 39. All flesh is not the same flesh.
All flesh is what?
All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
That's right.
But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
Yeah. So I just let you know it's different types of flesh. You feel me? But the mixing of flesh, you feel me, is that impossible. The Most High set up light, the opposite of this darkness. He set up heat, the opposite of this cold. You feel me? So the fact he set up something in this perfect will and order, there's always an opportunity to go left field. There always is. Through your choice. Right? So we just read, all right, sister, blessings to you. So we just read Genesis 1, right? About man was made to have dominion, to multiply, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. We read Wisdom Solomon 2, where man was actually made to be eternal. Right? So in his eternity, he had the ability to reproduce. So look, this is what I want to go to next, right? Because it's scriptures out here that if we're gonna say Enoch is phony, and like one of the brothers saying, as long as you can back it up with script, you feel me? We all good, right? Let's do 2 Peter chapter 2. Somebody on back there. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good, love. Let's do 2 Peter, right? Chapter 2. 2 Peter chapter 2, I believe it's 1 through 4. And I need Jude, there's only one chapter in Jude, 4 through 6 or something like that. Certain scriptures need to be answered if it's false, is what we're saying. Now, how did Enoch get translated and then bring the message back to his son? That's another question. You know what I'm saying? When he was took, how did we get the book? Like, how was we able to even get the book or his message that the Most High took him? That's another question people got. Like, if he was took by the Most High and taken from this realm into the next, well, then how did we get his right?
After the flood.
I mean, you know, but even in his book, it explains how. You feel me? It just, a lot of our people are not reading everything in its entirety. You feel me? And you hear something that sounds good, but oh, okay, that's, I feel you on that. But if it's false, it's the scriptures that we about to bring out that need to be answered biblically. What do these mean? Like, what do these scriptures mean? You feel me? And if they can't be answered, then it's just like, well, the jury's out on decision on that one. That's all. Like, I'm still studying and researching, which is cool. That ain't nothing wrong with that. We just studying and researching. You know what I'm saying? But once we crack the Enoch open and it starts painting a clear picture about what we reading in the 1611, then it's just like really on you to be like, well, I believe it or I don't. You know what I'm saying? So you got 2 Peter 2. 2 Peter 2, I believe is 1 through 4, I think it is, something like that. 2 Peter. I was down to 4, something like that.
14.
4, the angels. You know, we're talking about the angels, bro. Angels. Because the whole claim is that Enoch is phony, right? But then we got people that was rocking with Messiah was talking about angels that left their first estate. What angels left what estate? What's an estate?
What else?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what angels left what estate?
Hebrews, written for Hebrews, to Hebrews, written by Hebrews to Hebrews.
Yeah.
Talking about Enoch too. He was translated. So was he lying too?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's this person that walked with God?
I could. All right. 2 Peter 2, I believe it is. It's like 1 through 4 or something like that. Let's get it. We'll find it tonight. We're gonna run about
2 Peter chapter 2. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you.
So Elijah was false prophets. There shall be false teachers. That's a scary situation, especially for somebody that's in a position like that. That's what you gotta constantly like, make sure you're on point. Feel me? And even if you got caught slipping, your response should be good looking. Dang, I was looking at that like this because of this. Good looking. So you can't never be to where you can't accept some type of reproof or correction or something like that. But it's a serious situation because you could be categorized as somebody false. You feel me? And most I ain't got no need for you. If you're false, you get took up off the map. Serious. You feel me? That's why you gotta constantly make sure what you're doing, right, is right, and that there are sincere intentions behind it. Some people bring certain things out just to be seen, like in a certain light amongst folks or whatever like that. But that should never be the case. You should be like, look, like this is what it is. This is how the Most High dealing with me. If you got something better or different, show me. And if it's right, hey, stand down. You feel me? Because it ain't about being right. It's just about what's right. Right? Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, so he also saying in the little thing like how so do it actually say in the script that it is a book called the Book of Enoch, because he put on here Numbers 21:14, how he just giving out little examples of where it actually said it's books of, like the book of Jasher, book of Aaron, the book of like so Numbers 21:14 say, wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he put another one, 2 Chronicles 20, verse 34. Now the rest of the acts of Josephus, first and last, behold, they are written in the book of.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. And then you basically saying like it didn't say it was a book of.
Yeah, so we gonna deal with that.
He like it just said it was a prophet. So he like basically trying to say like some of the stuff in the book was off.
Right, right. Because it said it was a prophecy. Right.
So do we actually say like the book?
But look, what are prophecies told? Like those that receive prophecies, what are they told to do with it? For matter of fact, before we read that, that's an excellent question, right? Those that get prophecies from the Most High, what are they told to do? I mean, let's just show it. You feel me? Let's just show it. Habakkuk, go to Habakkuk 2 for it. Habakkuk 2. I think it's 1 and 2. Isaiah.
In Jude 1 and 4, it only say, and Enoch, also the seventh from Adam prophesied of these things, behold. Yeah. He's basically saying like he just prophesied.
But I mean, in order for Jude, who lived millenniums after, you talking about millenniums after Enoch. Enoch was closer to Adam than he was to Jude. Feel me? Enoch was before the flood. Jude was around the time Christ lived. Right. The fact that he even knew of a prophecy of Enoch. Right. You feel me? But those that are prophets, when they receive prophecies, this is what they're told to do. Right? Habakkuk 2, I believe it is, 1 and 2. I need Jeremiah 31 and 2. All right. Now watch this. Like if you receive a prophet, if you're a prophet from the Most High and you receive prophecies, and this is what you're supposed to do according to the script. Now, that may be the reason why he said, well, it don't necessarily say book, but let's go through the whole process of what does a prophet receive, you dig? And how I get done. The fact that you can even repeat any prophet today. You feel me? He had to hear the prophecy from the Most High, and then his next step was this. You got something there?
Just speaking as a man, to understand like what Mally's saying, is that today you have the advantage of social media, cell phones, banking, pages, walkie-talkies. Mm-hmm. You got printing presses, emails, discs, flash drives. You got all these things where you possibly leave something behind. Back then, you had nothing but ink and steam. And understand that Israel had a plethora of knowledge. They got the books of Idol, Gad, and Seer. All these books that this Bible talks about, you still even have them published and printed. You see what I'm saying? So understand these things were written. So what Valley is saying, in the time of Jerusalem, when we were under the Roman dispensation, we still had access to our knowledge.
Right.
So understand, and you have to describe their little things out. So you had access. So what Valley is saying is, how can somebody that's Jew, that's millennium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about a long time.
That far away. And you still talk about a man without access to no internet, no nothing. And
yeah.
The word of mouth is pretty good. That's kind of a long time.
You're talking about 4,000-5,000 years. About at least about 3,000 years. You feel me? Distance between Enoch and Jude.
Like, look, Solomon told us when we did the class last week, if the fool and the rich man got the same type of grade, your name would be good for so long.
Yeah.
This name, Enoch, lasted longer than Christ. We're going to go by numbers. So I'm just saying, but he's going to break it down. This answer your question, how it was just a prophecy.
Yeah, because they're saying it's prophecy.
It's
but
prophecy.
what's the,
it don't say a book of.
yeah,
right.
But what's the process of a prophecy? You feel me? So you can retain. Go ahead, what did it say?
Habakkuk.
Habakkuk. You know, you're not masters of the King's English around here, you know.
Chapter 2, verse 1.
What did it say?
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Come on.
And the Most High answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
Now Habakkuk is a prophet of the Most High, right? So the Most High tells the prophet, these are the instructions the Most High tells prophets. Write the vision, write it down, and make it plain upon the table. You feel me? That's your little notepad or your scroll or whatever. All right, go ahead.
That he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
The vision is far off. Now trip off Enoch. It's crazy because he lived before Noah, right? The end of the world came with Noah with a flood, but Enoch, when we get into his book, he prophesied about the fire ending the world, the one that's in front of us. And he had visions about the Messiah in this same book, the Son of Man. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that he lived before Noah. Noah got the hit about the end of the world with water, but the vision Enoch saw was the end before the flood. Right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Yeah.
But at the end, it shall speak.
At the end, it'll speak clearly to you. You know exactly what was being said because you'll be living in the time in which it's supposed to be fulfilled. What verse you in?
Verse 3. And it say, and not lie.
Oof.
Truth from the past.
And not lie, right?
Through it tearing, though it tearing,
yeah.
Wait for it, because it shall surely come. I will not tarry.
I will not take my time. I'm not tarry. I need Jeremiah 30. Let's go show the word book itself, dealing with another prophet. We just read table in there, right? So that can go either way, but let's read what we're talking about.
But you know what the majority of his prophets that he gave visions to the end time and different things before, he told them to write it down.
You would have to. But for the people to come later on, talk about it in Jew.
Yeah.
Some visions he told them don't write it down. Some
he told Daniel to close the book.
Yeah. You get into a lot of it, man. I mean, even
also saying something about how ACL taught the men, you know, and all that type of stuff. He was saying that they was already on the scene at that time.
Yeah.
So how did he come and teach them something they already had to do or something?
Yeah, no doubt. Ain't just the swords though. Like I'm saying, like you looking at that, you look at the swords, but then you get into everything else though. That all the other angels taught. You feel me? And you looking at heavenly knowledge that was passed to mankind that would eventually destroy man. Okay, like the knowledge of making a nuclear bomb. There's no good intention in making a nuclear bomb that can destroy the world 100 times over. So the question would be, how did man get inspired to make that? All right, you got structures today You got structures today. That's Obadiah, y'all. You got structures today that they can't even replicate. You feel me? Shalom, shalom, man. You got structures today they can't even replicate. Shalom, oh. That they can't even replicate, like the Giza pyramid. Oh, twist that bottom lock for me. Twist it straight up. Yeah. They got structures there like the Giza pyramid, right? The Olmec structures down in South America. But they still, like, I'm talking about, these are world wonders that they can't even, like, how were those created? Like, when you think about all the technology today, all the cranes, everything that we got today to make, we building stuff, I'm talking about at breakneck speed. But you can't replicate the Giza pyramids, right? And when you get into the science of them, they line up with certain constellations. So it's like, well, how y'all know to line that up with that? Like who? Like this knowledge from up on had to come from up on high. The inspired man to make certain things like this to where they can't even replicate it today. What's really going on, right? And it wasn't just weapons, right? They taught the art of seduction, the cutting of roots, the mixing of kind. You feel me? Black magic, sex magic, all type of stuff that was actually passed to man for reasons of destroying him. That's what that's about. And you'll be like, okay, well, that could happen anyway, right? All right, so look, before flying planes and all that, you got what's called crop circles. Y'all know what crop circles are? All right, now, have y'all seen them try to explain that away without the intervention of fallen angels? Have y'all seen them try to explain that away?
I've seen them.
What was one of these?
Like a plank on a rope.
Plank. There you go. There you go. There you go. So without, because when you looking at it from an aerial view, it's perfect. I'm talking about the.
And how did they get in and out? There's no place to it. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just right there. You feel me? Circles are perfectly symmetrical. Everything is perfect. You feel me? Y'all look at the crop circles and you see if me and Obadiah was doing something down here with some cardboard, just stomping on something right here, we'll never know how to look at it from the sky. You feel me? And I guarantee 100% of the time it won't be a perfect shape. None of it. I'm talking about the lines, the circles, the triangles.
Even the way the grass lays perfect.
Yeah. You feel me? Showing you that, okay, for it to be this shape and this way and that perfect, and you only can see it that perfect from the sky. This is knowledge that was passed from the heavens down to man. Because you couldn't randomly go outside and just take some chalk and draw on the ground, and then I'm talking about for miles. Take it from Natural Bridge all the way down to Natural Bridge in, and you just draw in random shapes. Right, and then you look at it. You got to be big enough and perfect enough to where you can look at it from thousands of feet up and say, "Dang, that's cold." Impossible. It's impossible for you to do that at your. I mean, randomly doing that at your from your point of view.
Like Sue said, with no trail of it getting out of there,
and there's no feet path, nothing leaving out of there. It's just like something happened right here, bang. All right, where we at? Where you at? Jeremiah 30, 1 and 2. Because the question came out about Enoch prophesying, but don't say nothing about no book. So we go into the process of prophets and how they get their prophecies, and they're told to write these things down. You know what I'm saying? Look up them crop circles when you get a chance. They got whole documentaries of them. And just like Akibe said, they try to explain it without the fallen angels being in the play. And it sounds beyond retarded. Like, ain't no way in the world somebody took a plank or a family dollar cardboard
overnight
and just overnight before the sun came up and just was stepping on stuff, and it's just a perfect, like you look at it, it's like perfect artwork.
Even like how it was cut, it was like a straight blade. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
It's like straight.
Yeah. You got Olmec structures down in South America. They still can't slip a razor blade through. It's standing thousands of years. I'm talking about hundreds of feet tall. Them are taller than the Gateway Arch. Negro features. You feel me? They call them the Olmecs. And they like, well, how was y'all able to take these limestones and transport them inland thousands of miles? and erect this as something that was so perfectly to where today you can't slip a razor blade through it. What technology was y'all working with back then? Because today we think that we got the best technology now. Like, because back then you think Stone Age, even though the design of the NASA space rocket is on the pyramids in Egypt. You feel me? Like they get their design. So okay, so that means this technology ain't the best at what it's ever been. It only evolves. You feel me? Or revolves, should I say? That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because you got stuff today that's still standing from the ancient world that man still can't replicate. That's a problem. If we at the best we ever been. If we got the best technology ever right now, why you can't duplicate the Giza pyramids? Why you can't duplicate the Olmec statue? And I'm just two. It's plenty more stuff. You feel me? You start seeing some of the drawings in Egypt where they come before they look gods with a man standing at his kneecaps. This nigga sitting up on his throne like this. Man standing full-fledged at his kneecaps. Like, what is y'all talking about? Like, who was y'all making that for? Steps in the ancient world, 7 feet tall, taller than man. Who was walking up them? Leg bones being dug up longer than this whole building. Who leg was those? I'm just saying, man, like, you know, outside of, okay, well, those are fake. Okay, we'll roll with you on that. What about these scriptures, though? Jeremiah 30. Let's go over to the process about how prophets prophesy and how you got to write it down, right? What does it say, y'all?
Jeremiah chapter 30.
1 and 2, I believe it is.
The word that came to Jeremiah from the Most High, saying, Thus saith the Most High power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book.
In a who?
In a book.
So the prophets were told to, the prophecies they get, if they prophesy, write it down in the book. So when you read, even Enoch prophesied, right? The order is for the word to come to the prophet and the prophet to record it in the book. That way, when it happens, you could believe. Some say, well, Enoch was translated. He was taken up out of here. At what point was he allowed to leave his book? Y'all willingly gonna answer that tonight too. You feel me? Because it's always, unless you read through all his work, you'd never get the answer. But if it's just pick, you know what I'm saying, nitpicking certain spots to where I really can't believe it, because you would be saying that they were taller than the gateway arch. Like, just because you don't believe something don't make it not true. That's the whole point. Or just because you don't like something. Or just because you don't like something. Like, I don't like mosquitoes. That don't make them not true, though. Yeah, because you don't like something or don't believe it, don't mean it's not true.
So the question is, he don't believe in Enoch, or he don't believe in the book of Enoch?
That's the book of Enoch.
He believes Enoch existed, though.
Yeah, of course.
He's saying that false.
Yeah.
He said it's faulty because certain stuff in there is not adding up.
Yeah.
Just like he used, like I was saying, how you trying to say that we already knew about the breastplates and weaponry and all that in Genesis 4:22.
Well, you should write it down. Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
He pulled up some word and it meant like breast or
yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
So he was like, how, like, at what time frame was?
Because look, knowledge don't stop getting revealed, though. You feel me? I mean, if that's the case, was man able to acquire the knowledge of making an atom bomb? Like, that knowledge is constantly being revealed. You know what I'm saying? Daniel chapter 12 says what? Knowledge shall be increased. That's good and bad. Then he say, let those that be righteous remain righteous. Those that's filthy, let them remain filthy. Knowledge is increased on both levels. And look, especially in these last days, with the advent of social media and the internet, and there's all type of knowledge being revealed, good and bad. So knowledge just don't stop just because someone may have, you know what I'm saying, got a little bit of understanding on what it is. But when you get down to showing men knowledge, you talking about alchemy. What about alchemy? And then bring that up. Alchemy is the science of changing metals. Changing metals, like taking this from taking this gold and making it platinum. taking this copper and making it silver. You feel me? At what point was that in the earth before the fallen angels? You see what I'm saying? It's just like you only touch on certain aspects, but you really don't go in. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really went in, you'd be like, well, dang, I really ain't got no answer for that. You know what I'm saying? And look, there's other scriptures too. Like we won't really get to that, but I just wanted to show because he came out with well, it don't say a book, it just say he prophesied. Well, the prophets prophesied, but they're commanded to write it in a book. That's the whole point of Habakkuk 2, 1-2, and Jeremiah 30, 1-2. I need another one, Isaiah 30, just to make it 3 witnesses if we could. Isaiah 30, 8-11. If we can get that, you got something you want to say?
No, I was just saying, like, you have to also watch these type of guys that flood y'all with questions that they don't have.
Right.
See, it's one thing to sit there and question something. But if you question it, if you chop the tree down, then you should be the one who plant the seeds with true knowledge, right? So same way with Christ, y'all all believe, we all claim to believe right? The New Testament, the words that are written and read by Christ. Those words will get received to the earth after he was gone. So how did Christ come back and drop the book? I'm just saying, you would be in endless back and forth if you just don't question. And no one is sitting here giving you an answer. But then your brother, this is what we actually said when we first started the video, I can sit down and, okay, this brother gives you these questions and no answers. And then we take on your questions and give you answers out of both books. And also remember about knowledge, what Malcolm was saying as well. Understand when you have different dispensations in the world, knowledge is lost. So there has to be a reteaching. That's what you had in Mount Sinai. That's a reteaching. The law of God been in the earth. But it got lost. Forgot. You talking about 260 some years. You know what I'm saying? Then sojourning in the land that they chose. And you dealing with Egypt. You done picked up all Egypt. You lived in Egypt that long, free, then slave.
Like here, just like here.
Just like we just saw that thing about the seals, that video I sent out about the seals. Did you see the Ankh in that seal?
Yeah.
It was Egyptian writing. I mean,
yeah.
Right,
Hebrew, yeah.
It's gonna be that because you sit there speaking this language and you in that land for so long. Just like right now, Hebrew can't leave out of America.
Yeah. Man, you're gonna be speaking some English.
So when Israel went to Mount Sinai, it wasn't being taught the law of God for the very first time he planted. Oh God. No, you being taught. You're being taught.
Schoolmaster.
That's all. And even like right here, like if I open up the book of Enoch, right? This is talking about the angels. He can't give an answer right here, gives you all the names of each of those top 10. You see what I'm saying? And what they taught. But guess what? You see what I'm talking about root cut, right? Oh, well, everybody talking about root cut. Everybody here tell me what roots put together to solve the science. We're smarter people right now. What 3 roots we put together to solve the science in English right now? Anybody online? And you're smarter today.
Supposedly.
Right, you smarter than the birds, right? But they smarter than heading south for the winter.
Yeah.
I talked to a Gentile today. He said, man, I just lived out of Michigan. It's cold there. I said, that's where I was saying birds. I went to Michigan in the winter one time. I never go back.
Yeah, we said, boy, they know to fly south for the winter.
I understand why they fly south. What the hell about that?
Look, so let's stay on this, right? All right, so where was you at? You was done with that. Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 30, 8-11. Let's just show that prophets get prophecies, but they're told to write it down. All right, they're told to write it down. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. All right, come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8.
Yeah.
Now go, write it before them in a table.
Yeah.
And note it in a book.
So now I went to Habakkuk to show table, when Jeremiah to show book, and now here is saying the same thing. Write in the table, write in the book. Bang. So we got the same language, right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
That it may be for the time to come.
That it may be for the time to come. Got to write it down. Prophets are told to write it down. If Enoch was a prophet, then he was told to write what he prophesied down. That way, when it come to pass, the people be like, you know what? That's what it is. You feel me? And then really how else you finna get really in depth about the days of Noah? Remember Messiah say, as it was in the days of Noah, But you can't get too in depth about Noah without bringing in Enoch or Joshua. Or Jubilees. Now, you ain't gonna be able to get too deep about Noah. Out Genesis 6, you're gonna run through there, you're gonna be real brief.
Yeah.
But Messiah say, as it was in the days of Noah. So without you really diving down and deep into it, you really never understand.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm looking at the question. I'm like,
yeah.
Like literally just brought it up. Andrew, you mentioned it. Next to chapter 67, verse 1. And the Lord was the word of God. Down, verse 2. And now the angels are making a wooden building. He's saying that the book is saying that the angels made the ark. Clearly in the Bible.
He's saying that it says.
Well, that's what. And now the verse 2.
What is that?
Look at Enoch chapter 67, verse 2. And other angels are making a wooden building. And when they have completed the text, I will place my hand upon it and preserve it in there. Shall come forth from it the seed of life, and the change shall set in it so that the earth will not remain without man.
Right.
So he's saying that the angels make the vote.
Right.
When clearly the book says that Noah.
Right. Right. Without getting into specific detail of how it was made. You feel me? I mean, it don't get it don't. Yeah, but don't get into specific detail like you say Noah and our sons, Noah and like what help did he have? We just know about himself that made the ark. I mean, you talking about something way bigger, 10 times bigger than any cruise liner today. 120 years. 120 years. So you just get into specifics with it. Either it's gonna contradict itself or it's gonna be in harmony. Like he must.
so he basically saying that in the book of Enoch, he's saying that the angels built it.
Watching that movie,
Now I'm saying, like even like let's get into Solomon's temple, right? Solomon built the temple. I'm saying, like, even if we get into Solomon's temple, I mean, if you saying it's angels or you saying it was men, like,
what's crazy in that movie, it showed that
yeah, but look, this thing, just stay with me real quick. What I'm saying is, you can get credit for something without specifics of what happened being revealed. You feel me? Like Donald Trump dropped the bomb on Afghanistan. But did he drop the bomb or did he have assistance? He give the order and have assistance. You see what I'm saying? Just because it may go into further detail in Enoch than it do in the 66, don't mean it's contradicting. It's just giving more specific detail on what went down.
Like Jess should go into a little more detail. Yeah. So if that was the case, then everything else is messed up too. If he's saying that,
yeah.
I think in Enoch it's just saying who did it, right? But Noah was over it. So that's the difference. He's trying to be
short story and the details.
You got the short story and then you have the detailed story. So the outside of the book fill in the holes of what the Bible don't have. Because it's a summary. The Bible is basically a summary. And the other books are more of a detail.
Yeah, either that or Noah nailed every nail, every plank, and we talking about a cruise line 10 times bigger than your Carnival cruise today.
With no rain.
And also in one of the movies, Hollywood, I think it was like a comedy movie. That dude that acted like Noah, he was a newscaster, but the animals was also helping build it. Exactly.
So we had to have some type of assistance, but who get credit for it?
Right.
Just like today, somebody give the order for something, but who gets credit for it?
Pharaoh, break it down.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing.
I mean,
Same thing. Pharaoh didn't lay a brick or mortar for Nam pyramid, but it's called Khufu's pyramid.
But if everything goes down, guess who's blamed for it? Also.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Read that verse 8 again for me. Read that verse 8 again. I mean, look, this is replete all over the scriptures. Even if you believe, some people don't believe in the Testament of Solomon. So even if you believe it wasn't Noah, demons, but it was men. You feel me? Even if you said that, why did Solomon get credit for building the temple and he didn't swing that damn hammer? You see? So we got, if we gonna apply that to Solomon, we gotta apply the same to Noah. I'm saying Noah gets credit for it because he put it into motion or whatever. You understand? But how it got put down, it is what it is.
He also used He also used 2 Timothy too.
Mm-hmm.
But 4 verse 3. Y'all know that.
2 Timothy 4.
For the time will come.
Yeah, fables. Take heed.
Sound doctrine, but after their own lust, they should heap themselves teaching, having itching ears.
I look, they can do that though. Like anybody can look. Anybody can do that once they plant the seed of doubt. Feel me? Anybody can drop their scripture. Right. But certain, like what he's saying so far, we answer him with scripture and with logic. Because if that's the case, then who built Solomon's temple? And he the king, and we know he ain't swing that damn hammer. You understand? It had to be assistance. It's just what it is.
Yeah, we reading stuff that sound logical too, man.
Yeah.
But we get into like what we've been learning certain fables where they say, why did Eve eat the apple? Did he get somebody? Everybody used to think that, but we know now it wasn't no damn apple. But that's just something that they say, you know.
Look, read that Isaiah 30 and 8 again for me, bro.
Isaiah verse 30.
Yeah, and 8.
Chapter 30, verse 8. Mm-hmm. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book.
Yeah.
That it may be for the time to come, forever and ever. Prophecy.
Yeah. You see that? Write in the book. And he 2 Peter 2.
So he write the prophecy.
Different things that you see how they're breaking it down and showing y'all where he's off with.
Yeah. I mean, you can use this same concept, like the Most High created the heaven and earth. So he had help with the angels. Yeah. But who got the credit for it?
Yeah, Most High called it, they get it done.
So he can't use it. He will have to apply to everything.
Yeah, right. You don't say on this boy, you gotta find across the board.
Right. Yeah, and just because the 66 books didn't go into specific detail on how the ark got built. You feel me? Don't mean we discontinue Enoch. Because
and that's still not false doctrine. Building of the arks, the teaching of different skill sets, you know, the levels of different places where the man died, you know, all that stuff. These are not doctrinal issues. Talking about sacrifices with law break, with not, you know what I'm saying?
It's not law break.
And then dealing with the dark side ain't nothing new. Like you can Aleister Crowley, Robert Parsons, and them. In order for them to come up with that atom bomb, they actually did rituals. It's called Babylon working. It's a ritual they did. And at the end, it was called Babylon working. It's a satanic ritual they did when they came up with that atom bomb. Dropped on Japan. They killed 350,000 people in 2 days. You feel me? They dropped a bomb on Japan, right? They came up with a ritual called Babylon working. And it was the old boy started the JPL Laboratories, Jack Parsons Laboratories, the Jet Propulsion Laboratories or whatever, right? Him, the founder of Scientology, and Aleister Crowley, they used to hump each other and go in and say seances, you feel me, and tap into the dark side to get wickedly inspired to do what we talk about.
Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard is the founder of Scientology. You feel me? So communication with the dark side and the dark side revealing knowledge to mankind ain't nothing new. It's nothing new. All right, come on, Hebrew. Now watch this, 2 Peter 2, right? That's where you 1 through 4. Because if this ain't the angels, then somebody will say, well, this is Israel. This is Israel, right? The angels are Israel, right? The sons of God spoken of in Genesis 6 are the sons of Adam, right? And the daughters of men are the sons of Cain. That's the doctrine. Because if it ain't, it's either one or the other. It's either angels laid with mankind, or it's the sons of Adam laid with the daughters of Cain. And a lot of people run with it. There it is right there, the part 2. Right there, right? But they never trip off the back end of it. You're saying that race mixing causes giants to be in the earth.
Well, then why are they doing that?
Right? And then we all mixed up some way, shape, form, or fashion, going through slavery and all type of, you feel me? It's either angels laid with mankind, in which we showed that man, even being in his immortal status has the ability to reproduce, right? It's either angels laying with man, or it's Adam's sons laying with Cain's sons. So race mixing produces giants. You're gonna say, well, no, not a giant, a man of great renown, right? Then why that ain't happening now? If mixed breeding, if mingling seeds, and which takes away from your race and your ethnicity, it takes away from that blood. I would say, so say a so-called brother got with a so-called white man. I mean, so-called brother got with a white woman or whatever, right? That child should be somewhat of a giant. People say, well, not giant in height, but giant as a mighty act in the earth. That means every mixed breed should be doing some type of mighty act in the earth, right? You know, some of the examples, they'll say, yeah, you know, Halle Berry, Mariah Carey, Vin Diesel. You feel me? Because if you want to say that the sons of God, Genesis 6, were just the sons of Adam, you're right. Then you will be saying that mixed breed makes giants.
And how can he explain the part of once an angel take on the fleshly body that he don't produce sperm to produce the kid? Like he was trying to say that the angels can take the body, but they can't produce. So he was always so far.
celestial body or something.
Yeah, but look, that's a good. That would be a good point. That would be a good point. But look, that would be a good. No, but look, trip off this. He a bruh. He one of the bros we dialogue with. But look, that would be a good point. That would be a good point if. Look, but it would be a good point if we were never made with angelic bodies to reproduce. Yeah. Yeah. That would be an excellent point.
We had those bodies.
We were made immortal. Spiritual bodies. What you getting back when you say there are celestial bodies and terrestrial bodies? That you getting back what we lost in the beginning.
See, when he started out in study, when we first opened a study, he was saying, go back to Genesis, where before he fell, he told us to reproduce.
Yeah.
So that take that all the way off the table when he was saying that, okay, the angels can't make these kids.
Ain't no can't to it.
Oh, they did.
The righteous ones choose to abide by their order. You feel me? The wicked ones say, bump it, man. We gonna do what we want to do. Just like man. Just like man. There's no difference. Go ahead, Doc.
You gotta also think, look, we just got to read it. He made whales, animals, fishes, other animals, everything after its own kind. How many ways you win to birth that? To the fact where now there's a law on record, thou shalt not lay with your we perverted that. So leaving your own kind has been on record. This ain't nothing new. This is the wickedness of man, period. You see what I'm saying? And what I think what Mallory's saying is, if you was celestial in the beginning, then it shouldn't be too far off because the celestial you can still make even if you part in your mortality. Because even when you lay this mortal down, it's going back celestial anyway. That makes sense? That makes sense? Even if you're going to get that body back in the end, everybody's going to come. You're going to be in eternity here or eternity here. You know what I'm saying? But you're getting that immortal body. Everybody gets it. Even the wicked get immortality. They get it. They just want to have immortal hell. You have eternal life.
Right. So did you see the part where he's gonna explain where
let's get this real quick. Let's get this hold it. Let's get this real quick. I want to show about these angels that gotta get answered too. All right, 2 Peter 2, 1 through 4. We need Jude. We got a few more scriptures too. Jude, yeah, verse 4 to 6. Go ahead, Al.
2 Peter 2.
And then we're gonna take whatever.
But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies,
right?
Even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
Come on.
For if Elohim spared not the angels,
hold on, if he spared not who?
For if Elohim spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of ungodly.
They'll go into the angels that he didn't spare, then they come right into Noah. You feel me? He was spared because the flood that was coming. Right behind it, they go into the Most High and spare the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell. You dig, and reserve them for the judgment. Now, the argument here would be, if you don't believe these are angels, then the angels are Israel.
Right now.
That's the only response. That's the only response. You feel me? Now, the crazy part is, he already talking about Israelites in verse 1 and verse 2. He talking about false teachers and false prophets, right? He get down to verse 4 and he switches language up and say, look, the Most High ain't. And he said, then he was talking about how they damnation lingereth and slumbereth not. Then he go into the angels and say, well, if he didn't spare the angels, you see, he already talking about false Israelites in verse 1 and 2. He say about there should be there were false prophets among the people, even as there should be false teachers among you. He already talking to Israel, who shall privily bring in damnable heresies, right? So if Peter, the right-hand man of Christ, ain't talking about fallen angels right here, but he's talking about Israel. That's the argument, right? Why is there a distinction in what he's saying in verse 1 to 3 and he get down to verse 4 and he bring up angels? And the next question is, where can I read about these angels at? That would be the next question. You feel me? Where can I read about angels that left their first estate and sinned that? Where can we read about them at? Because the only argument left, if you don't believe these are fallen angels, is that this is Israel. He's already talking about Israel in verse 1 and 2. He's talking about false teachers and false prophets and how their damnation don't slumber or linger. It's coming. And then he compared the judgment of wicked Israel to fallen angels. Right? Like I said, I didn't dialogue with dude. Me and him and rap. You know what I'm saying, on occasions before. Not just me and him, me and a couple other brothers around here. We didn't rap with the bro plenty of times, you know what I'm saying? Certain things, it just be like I just ducked that for the time being, because I really don't believe that. But then on some real rap, that ain't even fair. Like, I hear you because you got your following, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But just because I hear you don't mean that's solid. Like, dang, like, deal with what we talking about right here. And you should at least be like, okay, I ain't never tripped off that. How about let me pause on this video I'm making? You feel me? Or how about I take the backseat right now until something further get revealed to me? I ain't even saying you got to believe everything we coming out with. Just be like, you know what, that's what's up. At least be fair in your warfare. You dig? But when this get brought out, like, look, he already talking about it, wicked Israelites. That's a good point. But you won't let the people know that when you let this video out to. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be solid with what you're talking about, man. So let's get a second witness of that, right? We see he already talking about wicked Israel, and he compared the angels that sinned. The Most High reserved them to judgment and under chains of darkness into the coming judgment. All right? Go ahead. He brought a Jude for me real quick. Jude. Book of Jude. I believe it's verse 4 through 6. We gonna need and then verse 14 at Jude too. Nehemiah, we gonna need that Enoch. We gonna need that. I'm saying you're gonna have to be ready to flip. You on point? Okay. All right, come on, bro. The book of Jude. Now, where can I read about the angels that sinned, that left their first estate? That's the question. Right? If he was to say that's Israel, who is he talking about in verse 1 through 3? He's talking about wicked Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Then he goes into angels that sinned and was cast down. All right? Jude, start at verse 4 through 6.
Book of
Jump down to
Jude,
14.
verse 4. But there are certain men crept in unaware, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Who were before of old ordained to this judgment, this condemnation. All right, come on, Hebrew.
Ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness, right, and denying the Lord power and our Lord Mashiach Yahushua.
Yeah, come on.
I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not.
Did y'all hear that? After the Most High saved the people. What people? What people did he save out the land of Egypt?
Israel.
Israel, right? He talking about Israel. If you believe the fallen angels are Israelites, just like in Peter, he addresses Israel first. Then he started addressing these fallen. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
And the angels which kept not their first estate.
That angels which kept not their what?
First estate.
Can you look that estate up for me, brother, in your concordance? Look that estate up right there, man. Look angels up and look at state up if you can. We in Jude chapter, well, it's only one chapter. Verse 6. He already said the Most High saved the Israelite people out of the land of Egypt. Afterwards, he destroyed them that didn't believe. We got examples of Dathan and them dropping in the wilderness. Thousands of our people got destroyed after they were redeemed out of captivity. So he focuses on the people, and then he compares it to who? The angels that didn't keep their first estate. You feel me? The angels is not talking about Israelites. It ain't talking about them. You feel me? It's talking about something that went down in the beginning, in which today, based off certain structures that are still standing in the earth, man still can't explain if you don't bring in fallen angels. It's impossible. How do you explain steps 7 feet high? Who walking up them? What man makes a step? Your average step, believe it or not, all you gotta do is go to Home Depot. It's 7 inches. If your step is 9 inches, it's too tall. You're gonna be tripping over that deal. Your average step that you walk up and down every day, going to your basement, going into your house, is 7 inches. What they doing with steps 7 feet tall? Who walking up them? I'm just asking, man. Hey, maybe we tripping. Go ahead, Ebro. You got that, Nee?
Angels.
Yeah, angels and then estate.
Angels is G32. A messenger, envoy, one who is sent, an angel, a messenger of God.
Come on, go to estate.
G746, arcane, beginning, origin, the person or thing that commences, the first person or thing in a series, the leader.
The angels that left their origin.
5 goes right into it. First place, principality, rule, magistrate, of angels and demons.
Of who?
Angels and demons.
Okay, read that verse 6 again. What is it, Hebrew?
6. And the angels which kept not the first estate, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
This right here is terraces of Pumatilis over in Peru. Now, this is a tourist site to this very day. I'm going to show the Worldwide Assembly. I'm going to pass it around. Look at each step. Each step. Oh, my. I can't even explain this, man. If your average person is 5 foot something, I mean, I think these steps are taller than a basketball, though. You ask me, but you know, hopefully y'all can see that. Y'all see these people? These are the tourists over in Peru. The top of that head is right there. You see the top of them steps right there? Who was them steps made for? Now this is a tourist attraction. Heavy tourism. Who are these steps made for? Who made these steps? You see, I'm pretty sure you've seen them before. I'll pass it around the room so that you know what I'm saying. Everybody can see them. Wow. Question would be, who are they made for? Right. Who walking up them steps? Right. He gonna pass it around. Now look at the tourists, the people that's up there, you know, taking pictures and all that. Look at the bottom of the step and look at the step. Look what they hit. Look what they hit the yeah. There you go. Look at them steps. Them steps about 10 feet tall. What do you mean there wasn't no giants? And then your question will be, who are the steps for and who made them? Yeah. Who made them type steps? Those are steps. And if you want to say, well, those are fake, why is it that that's a tourist attraction over in Peru today? You Google it. I mean, you can Google them spots. They gotta be about 10 feet tall. Gotta be. You see the people head, hit the back of there, you know, and swipe left. I ain't got no lock on my foot. Yeah, okay. That's unreal. And that ain't the only thing, y'all. We can pull up bones and all type of that's serious. It's just a trend. I heard you. And then look, what kind of technology built those types? Them steps are still 90 degrees. They still perfectly built. That ain't like, you know, over the thousands of years, it just decayed. Like my porch steps on the west side right here. I got to keep getting tuck pointed. You feel me? Every season. You feel me? I got proof at my crib down the street of how if you ain't on top of your tuck point and you feel me, your cement masonry or whatever, bro, your steps is gonna fall through. They gonna decay quick. I can take y'all right down the street right now and show y'all some steps that ain't nowhere near as cold as them steps right there. And I walk up these steps every day. These are at least 10-foot steps. Who was stepping up them deals? Imagine a straddling person walking. You 6 feet tall, 5 feet tall, walking on 7 inches. That's tall for Shaq. Yeah. You are becoming a mosquito. You are the mosquito with that short. That's real talk. All right, so the angels that kept not their first estate, what it say out?
It says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation.
Come on.
He had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
Until the judgment of the great day. So some type of judgment went down because they left their first estate, their origin. They, matter of fact, through choice and decision, they decided to do that. Some people say, well, angels don't have free will. What chapter and verse is that? What you mean angels don't have free will? Man has free will. Angels don't have free will. You feel me? You either gonna have righteous. Look, trip about this. The devil was an angel. Think about it. Lucifer was an angel. Did he not choose to go against the Most High? No. You see what I'm saying? It's just like they chose to come down and make the Now, trip about this. This is more than a notion. I want to let y'all know this too, right? When you get into where they fell at, it's called Mount Hermon. Yeah. Mount Hermon over in Israel today. It's over it Mid-East, somewhere up there. Mount Hermon or something like that, right? Now they mimic this whenever you watch a movie that come on, Paramount. There's a mountain right there, right? And then it's fallen stars that come down out the sky. Stars are angels, according to Revelation, the 1st chapter. Like they're symbolic for angels, should I say. They come down, they wrap around the mountain, and they sit like right up on the mountain right there. It's called paramount. Angels, falling stars, right? When you get into Mount Hermon today, there's a United Nations base. The UN has a base at the top of the very mountain in which everybody thinks is a fake. The United Nations gonna place stuff in certain spots. Why they ain't on Mount Rushmore with that? Why they ain't on Mount Kilimanjaro? Why they ain't on Mount Kilimanjaro with a UN base? They at Mount Hermon, right? Where them so-called demonic beings end up falling and brought their whole message to mankind. Why are they there? Why are they there and not no other mountain in the world? Why the United Nations decided to make a base at the very mountain, according to Enoch and other extra biblical books, that the fallen angels decided to fall and make an oath?
It don't make sense with it though, bro. Like Babylon, getting instructions for those wicked ones, those ceremonies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Try to tap into their energy to keep them on top of the head.
Yeah.
United Nations, what Babylon was, all nations were open to war.
Yeah. You can type in Mount Hermon UN base. United Nations base on Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is the spot that the so-called angels fell.
But you know what? When I had researched this years ago, that's in Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt is where Gaza is. Well, Gaza was renamed after that, where he told the bind Azazel up.
Okay.
And put them in there and named that city. Well, that city is now Gaza. So that's Lower Egypt. Mount Hermon is Upper Egypt. So very far.
Real talk, right around each other, huh?
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, so look, so the angels that kept not their first estate, right? They ain't kept their first origin, the Most High done judged them. All right. Now, what verse you in? All right, jump down to 14 for me. Now watch this. This Jude chapter 1, or only one chapter, this verse 14.
And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints.
Not sure about this. If he's prophesying according to the rules of a prophet, he has to write his prophecies down.
It wrote down somewhere.
Read it in Habakkuk 2, Jeremiah 30, and Isaiah 30. It even combined the words table and book together. Now, this ain't just something that's on the whim. He like, look, Enoch prophesied about this, and the Lord coming with 10,000 of his saints. We're going to need you to pull that in a minute. I think that's chapter 1, verse 9. Go ahead, Joe.
And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints.
That's right.
To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed.
A lot of ungodlies, ain't it? Go ahead.
And of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. These are murmurers.
That's it for that. So notice he throw a prophecy of Enoch in there. Right? Now we read early where the prophets prophesy, but they're instructed to write it down.
The rules of prophecy.
Because it don't say a book, like that was his example. He was saying it don't say a book. But the prophets prophesying based off we read in Habakkuk 2, Jeremiah 30, and Isaiah 30, they told to write it down. That way when people hear it and see it, they can believe, right? You got that over there? This is Enoch chapter what? Where you at? It's around verse 9 or something. 9, 10, like it's toward the end, maybe chapter 2 or something. I looked at it right before we came here.
And just to back it up, we know Jude didn't live with Enoch, so we can back it up with Jude did not live around Enoch time, so
thousands of years apart.
Is Jude lying? That's what he got to be saying then. Jude.
Enoch lived before the flood. You feel me? He actually lived before the flood that God brought and had understanding about the coming judgment that we still waiting on.
Because Jude had to read them somewhere.
Or he just basically saying Jude heard it. Jude heard it. Maybe this is a verbal prophecy that was passed all the way down, right? From the first source all the way down, and it maintained over thousands of years. And that was very specific, though. Right? It was a whole bunch of ungodlies, thousands of his saints. What did Enoch say right over there? Ak, you got
Enoch chapter 1, verse 9.
what did it say?
And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all.
Y'all see that? Jude.
And to destroy the ungodly.
Right.
And to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
We just read that in the book of Jude. So Jude had understanding of Enoch's prophecies. But somebody, look, Jude lived 2,000 years ago. But somebody today can tell you that it's fake. That's what I'm saying. Like, where you at with it? Like, how you go with somebody that wasn't even around? You feel me? Like, he lived 2,000 years ago, and he vouched for what we read out of Enoch. But there's a Negro lived today in 2018 telling you Enoch is fake. So really, because you can't make nobody believe anything. That's where I'm at with it. Like, you can't make nobody believe nothing. It's just where your reasoning that if someone that lived 2,000 years ago, you understand, had knowledge of Enoch's prophecies, and he wasn't even living during the time of Enoch, you understand? But then we in 2018 read Enoch's prophecies and it match right up with Jude in the scripture. Like, but I can't make nobody believe nothing. I'm just saying, like, what my train of thought is just like, look, that match up to me. When I read that, that match all the way up. It's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. And it ain't too far to reason that Jude knew what the book of Enoch was. Because that's word for word. You feel me? That's word for word right there. Ungodly sinners coming with thousands of his saints to execute judgment.
And they said they lived 2,000 years apart. So look at that. If you tell a story now, 2,000 years from now, it is going to be a little different.
It's going to be a lot different.
Because we got a lot of different nations. They all have flood stories. They be different though. Yeah. But everybody has a flood story.
But agree it was a flood.
They going basically exactly what Enoch is prophesying.
So the question would be to anybody, it would be like, okay, well, who are the angels that left their first estate? And where can I read about it at? Because when we read 2 Peter 2, Peter was talking about false Israelites before he got to the angels. We read Jude, the only chapter, we read verse 4 through 6, and he was talking about false Israelites before he got to the angels. Then we read verse 14. Feel me? Both of these men, apostles of the Most High, separated Israel from the angels that left their first estate. Both of them did. All right? So what can we read about it? I need Genesis chapter 6. You can't go to Genesis 6 for me. Genesis 6, 1 through 4. Because again, like we deal with it all the time, right? If the sons of God, in which we sons of God too, they're knocking that, you feel me? But the sons of God in the Torah or in the Old Testament ain't just the sons of Adam. You feel me? The sons of God are also angels. And we can prove that with script, is what I'm saying. See, that had you believing that the sons of God are just men. But that ain't what the script don't say that. Sons of God are also angels according to the scripture. And we are going to prove that with the script. Now, either these are angels that will land with the daughters of men that produce giants, you understand, in the earth, that those steps were made for, that we just saw 10-foot steps, didn't we? Or this is race mixing, like Chinese lay with an African and make a man of great renown and do great feats in the earth. I don't know, man. I mean, look, that's what you hold on to. That's what you hold on to. Some people say, well, no, them giants was too tall. And because I don't see it today, I can't believe it. That's one of the reasons why people discount the book of Enoch, because what they read about, they don't see today. Right? That's exactly. That's the entire Bible. That's even the sun that you see up there, because you didn't see that get made. but exists. Yeah, you gotta be fair in your judgment across the board. By faith, we understand that the worlds were made by the word of God. The way things that appear were not made by things that do appear. The Most High's entire creation that you look at and say, oh, that's so beautiful. That's a powerful God. You ain't see none of that made, but your eyes witness it. You ain't see that sun get made, that ocean. You ever see that bomb sunset, boy? You just sitting back chilling. You be like, man, the way that cloud and that sun and the way that boy let out that color right there, boy, Most High cold. You ever looked at a sunset and just been in awe, like, wow, now that's deep right there, especially the ocean. You feel me? But you didn't see none of this made, but you get to view it. Point being, just because you don't believe something or you don't like something, it don't mean it's not true. This earth is too vast. They ain't even searched every square inch of this earth. The heathen can only dive so far down into the ocean, go so far out into outer space. You understand? He tell you, man, look, the Most High set his creation in man's heart, and he called it a sore travail. You never figure it out. You feel me? His ways are too higher than ours. His ways are too higher. He said he put it in your heart, like, go ahead and try to figure it out. And in the end, you still won't figure out every inch and every square angle it is, because it's just not what it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's stuff washing up on shore in Russia. They don't know what to call it. They're like, man, what is that? Yeah, I bet. The Most High is too vast for you to even try to put your own or put them in a box. Let's get into this. Genesis, the 6th chapter. It's an excellent topic. It's just scriptures that need to be answered. We need 2 Peter 2, 1-4 answered. We need Jude, the only chapter, verses 4-6 and verse 14. We need these scriptures answered, because it went out that just because it say a prophecy don't mean it's a book, right? But the prophets are told to write it in a book. Right? Then we went and showed that being immortal and being with our spiritual bodies, right? That we were still given the ability to reproduce. So everything that's been brought out, we addressed, right? It's scriptures that can't be addressed. 2 Peter 2, 1-4. It's no longer safe to say they talking about Israelites, because verse 1-3 was talking about Israelites. Jude, the only chapter, verse 4-6, is no longer safe to say when he talking about Israelites, because verses 4-5 he was talking about Israelites. Ungodly men. Then he say, for the angels that left their first estate. It's two different groups he's talking about here. All right. Next, we're going to go into the sons of God. Because the claim is the sons of God are only the sons of Adam, scripturally speaking. That's the claim, man. I'm talking about, we done dealt with this before. That's the claim. It's only the sons of Adam. And I'm gonna read a scripture too, man, since they want to say that. Go ahead, El. Now this is surgeon over here. This is scriptural surgeon. Genesis 5. That's from El. Now that's why y'all know that Hebrew right there, man. This is the book of the generations of Adam. This is just the language of the Bible. This is the book of generations of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Yah, man, he him. Male and female created he them. That's right. And blessed them and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. So there it's saying male and female were Adam. Yeah, just like Genesis 1:27. Right. Like Genesis 1:20. And they were given dominion and told to be fruitful, multiply, and refill the earth, which almost went to another topic. We like, what you mean refill the earth? What was going on before Adam? And now people gonna be calling us, you know what they're gonna be calling us? Heretics. You men are heretics. What do you mean? Jeremiah 4:23. Matter of fact, let's read that real quick. Rosalind gonna make, she ain't gonna let me go with it. I need a reference, brother. Jeremiah 4. Jeremiah 4:23-27. Get a class. Yeah, and then it's gonna go into the same words in Genesis 1, where it say the earth was void and empty. The Hebrew words there are tohu and bohu. It's the same in Jeremiah 4. Tohu and bohu. Jeremiah 4:23 through, I believe it's like 27, something like that. This is one we're gonna give y'all a peek into the world before Adam. You feel me? Satan was already running this. He was already down there doing his thing. He told Adam and them in Genesis 1:27, be fruitful, multiply, and refill the earth. If you just moved into a house, brand new house with brand new cabinets, so you had your house built up from the foundation. Everything designed, you know, I had called in the architect, got the blueprints, right? These brand new cabinets, Ursh. Huh? Now, when you walk into this fresh smelling brand new house that's just been built, you know ain't nobody else been in there. Do you open up the cabinets and say, let's refill the cabinets? No, you don't. Because ain't nobody else been there.
But when did another the angel feel before Satan?
You know, I don't, you know, it's a lot of folklore. It's a lot of folklore out here. Okay. Let's deal with this though. Let's give y'all a glimpse into this world before Adam, 22. And then we're gonna get back into what we talking about.
I'm gonna start at 20. Jeremiah 4, verse 22.
Yeah.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children.
What kind of children?
Sottish.
Sottish is old English for stupid. Most I call them stupid, foolish and stupid. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And they have none understanding.
Right.
They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
They have no knowledge.
Verse 23. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form.
It was without form. Go ahead.
And void.
And who?
And void.
It was without form and void. It says the same thing in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. Same exact thing. And then verse 3 saying, God said, let there be light. Without form and void, the words there are tohu and bohu. It's the same exact language in Genesis 1 and 2. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. What does God create that's without form and void? He said his word never comes back void. If he created something, it's not void. It's not without form and void. You feel me? You know what the heathen called it? They called it the gap theory. The time between Genesis 1 and 1 and Genesis 1 and 2.
They don't want to acknowledge that light.
It was a creation, then it was destroyed. Look, even when you get into the dinosaurs, right? They say something cataclysmic happened. I don't know what happened. Just something came and wiped that place flat. So the Most High created something, and then it was without form and void. It was destroyed. So there was a world in between there, between his creation and in between it becoming void and without form. It's saying the same thing in Jeremiah 4. All right, go ahead, Hebrew.
I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void.
Genesis 1 and 2. Go ahead.
And the heavens, and they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills moved lightly. I beheld, and lo, there was no man.
There was who?
No man.
Well, you can't call this the flood of Noah. How many men were doing the flood of Noah? How many souls were saved? 8 souls. Right. That means it was only 4 men.
Right.
Huh? So this can't be talking about Noah in there. Because he just said, I beheld and there was no men. The earth was without form and void. Huh? And he said, be fruitful, multiply, and what? Refill this earth back up. But something else was going on before Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was created in the midst of a war. Battle for planet Earth. That's what happened. You feel me? You was born in the midst of a war. You still think this is vacation. Negro think he just here to have a good time and just be exuberant. Man, look, this is warfare. Spiritual war. All right, what else to say?
And all the birds of the heavens were fled.
Wow.
I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was a wilderness. And all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of the Most High, and by his spirit's anger.
See? So it was a destruction of a world before Adam and Eve. And that's what you was talking about, give you an insight, a preference or whatever. Yeah, he can keep reading as far as he want to do. I just was going into how this couldn't be Noah's time because it says there was no man. You feel me? There was no man, right? The earth was void and empty. Same thing it says in Genesis 4, without form and void. Same thing it says in Genesis 1 and 2. All right, go ahead, Al.
But thus has the Lord said, the whole land shall be desolate, yet will I not make a full end. For this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it, I have purposed it, and will not repent, neither will I turn back from it. The whole city shall flee for the noise of the horsemen and the bowmen. They shall go into thickets, and climb up upon the rocks. Every city shall be forsaken, and not a man dwell therein.
Serious business, ain't it, boy? All right, so that's what that is right there. Y'all should mark that. Genesis 1 and 2, Jeremiah 4, 23 and 24. She's the same. Like, even when you look it up in Hebrew, look up that void and without form. It's gonna be the same exact words. You can be like, man, it's the same language. The Gentile heathens that study the Bible call it the gap theory. They say, okay, well, Most High created, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, right? What does God create that's without form and void? Like everything he created has form. It's never, his word don't come back void. He created everything through speaking, thought about and spoke it, and it came into being. So what does he create that's void? Without form. So it's like he created something and then it was destroyed. Out of that, he started creating the world that we in today and created Adam. You feel me? Now, if you want to fit dinosaurs into the play, you would fit into that world.
I want to give a precept too.
Other than that, you're saying Adam then walked around with Tyrannosaurus Rex. Don't even make sense. All right. You got something you want?
Yeah, I want to read 2 Peter 3
you got my,
and 5 through 7. It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yah, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of water and in water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. You look that word perished up. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word.
Like, look, we under the same heaven, we on the same earth, we under the same heavens that Adam is. So what is he talking about right here? Like, you and that same sun that's in the sky, the same sun that scorched Adam's back. He say, but the heavens and the earth which are now. You feel me? What world is Peter going into? That's what I'm saying. Like, this scripture get beyond deep.
3, 5 through 7.
2 Peter 3, 5 through 7. So I'll start back over that 5. What it say, bro?
For this they willingly are ignorant of, not knowing, that by the word of Yah, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
You say, well, that was Noah, right? But if we knew it was a flood before Noah, then we'd be like, dang, that's crazy. Because how is he talking about Noah? Look, this is the same earth, right, that we own with Noah, and this the same heaven. That sun that scorch our forehead every day was the same sun that got on Adam. Same exact sun. It ain't been no different sun created. Go ahead, Op.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now.
Which are who?
Which are now.
It's distinction between the old one and the ones now. Go ahead.
By the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
With the heavens and the earth, is reserved in the fire. Next destruction is coming. The next element the Most High gonna put on this earth is gonna be fire. He already put water down. Fire is coming. Fire is coming. All right. So look, we need Genesis 6 though, man. We need that Genesis 6. Let's get into it because we're gonna address what they say. They say, well, look, these are the sons of Adam laying with the daughters of Cain. What's going on, my sisters?
So the time that he was voided. So how was it if he destroyed the earth with water, and in the future it's gonna be fire? So the very, very first time, how was it destroyed? We just don't know anything about that period.
Yeah, it's just based off the what we just read in 2 Peter and in Jeremiah. That was a destruction that happened. Yeah. Yeah, it's really no, you know what I'm saying? We just know it was a destruction. It was a destruction that happened.
And they haven't found any writings.
No, only thing outside of what we got right here, other than that, you just be finding all type of stuff like what they call them, saber-toothed beasts, woolly mammoths. You be finding all type of different prehistoric, they call them prehistoric fossils. They be digging up.
What about the mermaid?
Would
they be considered in there?
The mermaid? Y'all ever found something about a mermaid?
Yeah, in the book.
I know. Something about a mermaid.
What about like the finding of Lucy or whatever, that first human baby?
I mean, whatever they digging up that don't come from Adam and Eve. Right. You feel me? That's where you have to put that at. You feel me? Anything, even when it comes down to certain dinosaurs and all that. You feel me? Because that ain't during our time. The dinosaurs were walking around with Job and Adam and all that.
Well, you know, now they're saying that prehistoric,
yeah.
Saying that prehistoric sea animals or something are coming out, like those big old, just different animals that they've never seen before. So they're saying they're prehistoric and they're like millions of years old or something.
To them, they don't know anything.
Well, they don't know, but that's what they're saying.
They say,
yeah, I wouldn't. Hey man, you can't put nothing past us either.
One mouse snake said that was a rat.
Let's get Genesis 6 out. Genesis.
Book of Genesis, Barbershop, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. The sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they looked, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
All right, so the argument here is either these sons of God, or again, the sons of Adam, and the daughters of men, or the daughters of Cain, right? Or the sons of God, or angels, right? And the daughters of men, or the daughters of mankind. One or the other. That's a beautiful thing about topics like this. You only got two options to roll with. One or the other. Now, if we put out there that only the sons of God in the Bible, only the sons of God in the Bible are the sons of Adam. All right? Well, that's the argument, because they don't want to go show you scriptures that sons of God are actually angels. You understand? And we will be called sons of God once we get our glory back. I mean, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, where we at and where we from, it makes sense. But I'm saying, like, when you deal with something like this, you got to be willing to deal with both sides of it to come to a righteous judgment and decision on it, right? And we don't listen, sweep that man, the hell with what that nigga saying, man. He off, man. Anyway, let's deal with it. All right? Because dealing with something like this, there's only two options on the table. It's just like the two witness topic, right? The two witnesses in Revelation 11 are either Judah and Israel. These topics come up.
Yeah.
To where you got to deal with the options that's on the table. Either the two witnesses in Revelations 11 is the southern kingdom of Judah and the northern kingdom of Israel, right? Or there are two prophets that never tasted physical death that we read about, that must return and bear witness and then be killed. It's one or the other. I mean, that's how we've been getting down for years. Obadiah tell you, you know what I'm saying? But once we read through the entire story, and we leave what they say on the table, you feel me? Then what we've been dealing with, because maybe we wrong. All right? When you read the whole story and keep these options on the table, you're going to see one of them going to fall off. That's impossible. Can't be that. The other one going to be. So it's the same with this topic. Either the sons of God or the sons of Adam. Let's put it on the table. Or they're angels. Where we at? Where we at? That's a good question. It's a good question. You did. And then as you keep going through the story, you have to arrive at the point, if you're saying it is the sons of Adam, you got to arrive at the point that, okay, well, that means they just was race mixing. That just means somebody of one race got with somebody of another race or nation, and they produce giants. You say, well, not no real giant, brother. You feel me? Not no real giant, but just a gladiator type, like somebody that was cold in the sports. A gladiator type human being. That's exactly. So what we doing here is playing chess. You feel me? You like, look, we're 10 moves ahead of you because you got to explain all the archaeology they pulling out, all the steps. You feel me? The bones longer than this room. You understand? And these scriptures is going to go into the angels which kept not their first estate. The other angels that sinned that God cast down.
This is after the flood, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on. That's all.
Come on. What did it say, bro?
That's all. Verse 2. That the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
I need you over there, boy. You over there sleep. We gonna need you to go into these angels that took these daughters. Nate, come on, man. Hey, find the angels. Find it when the angels decided to go into when they got on what they got on. Nate, you hear me? Find what the angels got on what they got on. Huh? We in Genesis 6. You should already, but find the Enoch though. We're gonna go into specific history on what happened, right? I need you to find where the angels decide to go ahead and leave their estate. Okay, you got it. Come on, Hebrew. What did it say?
And Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
That's back when you usually live an average of 120 years. We live less than that now. You feel me? Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
There were giants in the earth in those days.
There were giants in the earth in those days. So this breeding produce actual giants. You feel me? And don't forget it's a spiritual situation too. That's why in the Apocrypha it talk about how unclean women gonna bring forth monsters. You feel me? Like that's why that 2nd Ezra chapter 5.
So is that where they say something bad seed come from, like today?
Yeah, I'm doing like in other words, you need to be careful who you mate with.
This women shall bring
Chapter 5. Chapter 5. You need to be extra careful on who you mate with. You feel me? You gotta be careful who you mate with. It ain't a game. You know what I'm saying? You mess around bring forth a beast. He a beast out here in these streets. I hear you. Huh? Say what? I'm just saying you gotta be extra careful. You know what I'm saying?
So, I'm sorry. So are we supposed to maybe, like they say, race and stuff or no?
No, you supposed to stick to your own, but there are situations where it happened and which was allowed because of righteous righteous precepts of us being followed. Yeah, but for the most part, no, stick to your own.
Ain't that where they get it? That was where they, the men or I guess the head of the household was the ones that was making the female, their daughters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where they was trying to make sure everything, because it wasn't just about love, it was about everything.
Everything.
Well, even in the Nigeria, when I was looking at wedding ceremonies and what the whole thing for the, I guess, African weddings, and what came up was the Ghanaian weddings and the Nigerian weddings, and it's kind of the same. So basically, they don't marry for love; they marry for. They do a lot of research on partners before they actually. It's like a real big thing because each clan that they are or tribe that they're in stand for something.
They probably doing Scotland, wherever they at. The Queen, where's England? Yeah.
But they got it from us.
It's the bloodline.
Yeah, but they're like they doing a little. They doing.
Oh yeah, a lot more. But that's what the Rothschilds did.
Yeah, they're doing incest stuff. These are tribes that they're mating with other tribes, but they're making sure that the lineage, is pure.
Yeah, they look. They doing it on a wicked left hand vibration. They doing the same thing. It's just they doing it from a wicked point of view. They doing it from a wicked point of view. They like, look, we gonna keep all this in the family.
Blue Jays, say with Blue Jays, Roberts, Roberts,
Exactly.
They all birds, but they don't.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Excellent way to break that off, my brother. Excellent way. Come on. So there were giants in the earth. Go ahead.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of Elohim came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
So look, either this is race mixing and producing men of renown, mighty men in the earth. And which, okay, what are you saying? Ben Diesel, Halle Berry. You feel me? Exactly. So it's deeper than that. It's something is happening here to where something that's not after the image of the Most High is being produced here. You feel me? What verse you in? You cool with that, or you trying to go somewhere else? Okay, because I need Nehemiah to break some of this off. Let's go into the history of it. Like, who are these sons of God? We need Job 1. You already know. Job 1, Job 2, Job 38. Nehemiah, break off some of this Enoch. We need to go to Job 1 next. Job 1, we're going to start around verse 6 through 12, I believe, 6 through 10. And then we're going to go to Job 2. We'll read about the sons of God. We just read that the sons of God got with the daughters of men. And either these are sons of Adam and daughters of Cain, or these are angels dealing with mankind. One or the other. Let's go back to where first they decided to do what they do. If you just go back there, where they decided to do what they do, and then the knowledge they pass mankind. We can do that. Go ahead, Bruce. You had your hand up.
Is this one from like when the angel came and was looking over the lives of the men?
Yeah. Y'all gone? Okay, bless you, y'all. Y'all willing? We see y'all tomorrow. I didn't even know y'all was coming in town. That's what's up. All praise. Yeah, Nehemiah ain't even saying nothing. He finna go. He tired.
He said work for them.
He say he tired, bro. He say he tired.
All right, y'all. All right, bless y'all. Y'all willing to see y'all. See y'all tomorrow, Most High willing. All right, y'all be safe. That's that bottom lock. Bottom lock. What's that bottom lock?
What? I'm gonna let you make it this time.
Hey, you want to walk? You want to walk? Like, no, Obadiah got him. Obadiah can walk him out. Obadiah got him. Bottom lock out.
What?
All right, so come on, Hebrew. Let's get it. I see everybody over here yawning. I feel you.
Ready?
Enoch 15. And he answered and said to me.
What about 14, man? I don't think 15. I think you into the story by the time you get to 15. What 14 say? Chapter 14. And 1. Come on, man. Let's make it happen. 14. Come on, man. Read it. 14 and 1. Let's go. Watch this.
All right. 14 and 1 then. The book of the words of righteousness and of the reprimand of the eternal watches in accordance with the commands of the Holy Great One in that vision. I saw in my sleep what I will now say with the tongue of flesh and with the breath of my mouth, which the Great One has given to men to converse therewith and understand with the heart. And he said, and he has created and given to man the power of understanding the word of wisdom. So have he created man.
Go back to chapter 6. Chapter 6. I knew something was up. It's almost verse for verse with Genesis. Go back to chapter 6.
6 and 1, brother.
He went up in the flesh, he went up in the flesh, he was asleep, and Lord took him in the vision. Right, what he's saying, that's all he's saying. Listen to what he's saying.
Vision.
Yeah. So he was talking about he couldn't raise his flesh and go up there and all that.
Read that 6 and 1, huh?
All right. Enoch 6 and 1.
Yeah.
It came to pass when the children of men had multiplied in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, children of heaven, saw and lusted after them.
The angels, the children of heaven. Now we look in Genesis 6 and say the sons of God. But the angels are children of heaven. So our job after this is to go show y'all that the angels are sons of God. We're gonna show y'all that in the 66. But you want to show you how it line up. It's saying the same thing.
The angels, children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men and get us children. And Simeon, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin.
See what he's saying? He's like, look.
He's like, y'all ain't finna punk out on me that right. Damn it all up. I need y'all to put all this on your mama.
Yeah. Put all this on y'all mama. Put this on your mama. Put this on your mama, huh? Y'all gotta take an oath. He like, look, we gonna do this thing because he realized how serious it was. This would affect. Yeah. An oath is beyond real. That's why.
So is that? I'm sorry, I missed it. But when he said they made like specific to say that they bound themselves on Mount Vernon. So wherever you bind yourself is like. Do that mean something? Or?
Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loose in heaven. Your words are very powerful, and we gotta have more accountability before it come off our lips. Every idle word that men speak, you shall give account for in the day of judgment. By your words, you're gonna be justified or condemned. That's why he tell you don't swear at all, man. So let your yay be your yay.
So they made that oath. They come back.
No, they're not. An oath is a binding. A swear is a binding oath. Even when you go to court. And that's why I make you swear on the Bible. Just tell them I affirm. I affirm. You ain't got to say I swear nothing. Well, if you tell the judge, look, I affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth and all that, right? You know what he gonna say? I understand. Continue. We done did it too many times. You ain't got to say, do you swear to tell the truth, though? No, I affirm. And you know what affirm means? An affirm is not a binding oath. Affirm means to the best of my ability. I'm going to try to tell you. But I remember. But once you swear and you go against that, and they got evidence, shit, that's perjury. That's perjury. That's another felony. You going down for that. So even in this court system, they know the difference between an oath or a swear. It is you making an affirmation. I just affirm, man. You feel me? So if I tell you I didn't see Big Mama selling that dope, I ain't see her selling that dope. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't see Big Mama, I ain't know Big Mama was the queen pin in the block. I ain't know nothing about that. You feel me? And you can't be held under perjury for that. You see what I'm saying? Swearing is major. It's a binding oath. Yeah, affirm. Remember that when y'all go to court. Do you swear? Do you swear? No, I only affirm. I only affirm. Let's leave it at that. And they'll let the court proceed and go on. We did it too many times. All right, come on, Hebrew. What else you got over there, D? What's good?
Verse 4. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath, all bind ourselves by mutual in precaution, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing.
Right. Don't abandon it.
Don't abandon this. They say, look, we're going to take an oath and we all in this together. They knew they was being evil. Right? Go ahead, Al.
Then swear they all together and bind themselves by mutual in precautions unto it. And they were in all 200.
There was 200 of them all together. But they only give you the names of the leaders for real. It was over 200. It was over 200 angels, man. You feel me? That brought heavenly knowledge to mankind that would destroy it.
So that was all kind of stuff that we loaded in the script.
Yeah.
Like, how can y'all be in there and y'all got all the knowledge of the word? Y'all want to come down here and kick with us?
Yeah. I mean, that let you know, hey boy, that lets you
talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about that. When he asked him to go intercede, he was like, no, what you doing?
Yeah, that's in chapter 15 that he was gonna read. Because the angels realized they tripped and tried to get Enoch to go holler at the Most High. Most High like, look, go tell them they done tripped. They know better. Now, these angels, remember, they there to serve you. So they were supposed to watch over God's creation of man and assist man. You feel me? So since they done failed, what them took their spot is the satellites. Satellites is right there. GPS, ain't the broad talking to you? Turn left right here. Do this. Yeah, this a million miles away. And you know what I'm saying? The satellites that you have today actually are playing the roles of the watchers. You feel me? Every square inch of this earth is gridded out, so they say. If you type in the Taj Mahal in your GPS, based off your location right now, it's gonna give you the route to get there. It may be a body of water in between somewhere. Huh? Satellites. The satellites don't replace the angels. To what? To watch mankind. Huh? Big brother's watching. What else to say?
Verse 6. And they were all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon.
Mount Hermon. Look up the United Nations base on Mount Hermon. Today, again, if it's fake, why is the United Nations, who we all know is devil worshippers? Lucius Trust, which is Lucifer's holding company, has a seat at the United Nations to this very day. Lucifer has a seat at the United Nations. They call it Lucius Trust today, but it was named Lucifer's publishing company before it was named the Lucius Trust. Now, why does the United Nations, where the devil has a seat at, right? Why do they have a base at that mountain right there we're talking about? You know how many mountains it is in Colorado? Why ain't in Colorado nowhere? Why it ain't in, I mean, it's all type of mountains. in the world. Why that mountain right there that's United Nations base? They know something ain't a game. Like, we still playing it, but they, man, these heathens know what's up, man. They don't do nothing for nothing. They don't do nothing for nothing. They don't gain nothing out of them lying. They already got control of the earth. What they gain? What they gain out of lying to you about some angels falling? They already got control of the earth, the resources, the riches, you, everything, movies, everything. What they got to lie to you about? It is what it is. Go on, Hebrew. What else to say?
Because they had sworn and bonded themselves by mutual precautions unto. And these are the names of their leaders. Semias, this their leader, Arakiba, Ramiel, Hukabiel, Tamiel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Baruch, Kiwajal, Asiel, Aramaeus, Batariel, Ananiel, Zaquiel, Sam Sepil, Satariel, Turiel.
Because they would name, look, they got Hebrew names. They named after the God they created. Yeah, they all named after the God they created.
Right.
Yeah, all our Hebrew names. Showing you the dark side to the language too. Go ahead, Hebrew.
These are their chiefs of kings.
What else to go? Go into some of it so we can read about some of that, what they did past to mankind.
And all the others together, which them took unto themselves wives, plural. Each choose for himself one, and they began to go in to them and defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms, enchantments, and cutting of roots.
This is where all the spell casting and black magic and sex magic and everything start coming from.
Made them acquainted with plants. They became pregnant. They bare great giants whose height was 3,000 years.
That don't be simple, damn. They were born giants. Like even the biggest animal, that baby comes out very small, and then it expands as they grow. It don't mean that these giants was born out their mamas 20 feet tall, and that ain't what that's going into. It's just saying the product of the womb, that fruit of the womb, you feel me? It produced giants. There's all type of bestiality going on. There's all type of bestiality going on. You did. All right, go ahead, Ebro.
Who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind.
So they smashing all the produce and everything. Everything getting smashed. Come on, Hebrew.
They began to sin against the birds, the beasts, reptiles, fish, and devour one another's flesh and drink blood.
So everything, not just against man, all the Most High's creation, all His creation.
And the earth made accusation against the law. From heavenly sun to the law.
Real talk, huh?
So just thinking of them, their kids, they wow.
That's what your demons are.
We're still on earth.
And that's what he's talking about in Matthew. Christ is talking about in Matthew, the spirit. Only come out by fasting free.
Let's go show these sons of hold your spot. We need 15, chapter 15 in there too, need when you get a chance. All right, now it get further when you get into Enoch a little further, it goes into even deeper, man. Like it's serious.
You see how we really need that book of Enoch and how it's connected. It's showing because if you read in the Bible when it talks about the different spirits, how they couldn't cast them out, you don't get no more. Then you figured out, okay, after you read Enoch, this is where these spirits come from. This ain't Satan, these are spirits from the fallen angel kids that can't rest nowhere.
Yeah. Because they even though the giants they died, their spirit is eternal. They live on. So all them little demonic spirits everybody be talking about, those are actually spirits that the giants had. I mean that the angels had called Nephilim. You feel me? and like they flesh died, but they spirit never died.
Now, how did they survive the flood?
The spirits.
Right, the spirits.
Okay. The spirits are eternal. You feel me? And that's them same spirits oppress us to this very day. Same spirits. You feel me? They what was brought to mankind was brought to mankind to destroy them. Feel me? Started with the enemy in the garden, and then they end up being even more angry. So it's the war in heaven that manifested on this earth right there. That's serious. That's serious. All right. And they couldn't have showed up looking anything like hideous. I mean, for a woman, because they don't say nothing about the women were raped.
Right.
You feel me? So they had to show up looking like Casanova or something.
Well, what happened to the women though? They had the kids. Now he dealt with the kids. They and the angels.
Right.
What happened to the women that agreed to lay down?
I thought what happened? They got cursed and turned into the mermaids or something, right? Who said that? The fallen angels that were women.
No. I'm talking about the women that actually had the children. What happened to them? They get in trouble for even agreeing to sleep with the angels.
That's a good point.
They were fallen angels.
They knew that they were giants. I'm pretty sure they knew they were.
I thought they
the angels
like others. Like I thought they took form of men.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. They do 2 Corinthians 11. Let's do that real quick. 2 Corinthians 11.
Because I thought that's when I was like, you never know when you're talking to an angel.
Yeah.
They take form of
men. Yeah, that's an excellent point. Because look, and that was I was trying to say, like even dealing with the serpent and Eve, he couldn't have walked up on her looking like the Geico lizard. She would have never messed with him. You feel me? But the scripture says Satan transforms himself into an angel of light.
He can tell you how he looked, didn't he?
He transformed himself to a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He a shapeshifter. Whatever your heart desires. Yeah, that's in the script too.
When he came to him in the different forms and stuff, he came with a sweet voice, nice. It was never like, oh, do you can do this one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How hideous he was. They was like, dang.
Yeah. He ain't show up, in other words, when his original manifest. Right. He ain't show up with a pitchfork with some red pantyhose on, smoking a joint, you know.
They show you that on TV shows.
Nah, he showed up. He showed up looking like Casanova. Yeah. You be boy? Yeah. Yeah.
He's smooth, debonair.
Yeah, I'm like, this man look like he.
Everybody likes him. The babies like him. Everybody like him.
This ain't the same devil we talking about.
Yeah. Yes. That's how you get down.
Get you ready.
Hey, and look, he helping the cops. He helped the cops out. He's a humanitarian. Oh, Lucifer. I'm like, look at it. The babies went up on him. Lucifer. But the enemy is a shapeshifter. You know, even Bruce brought it out. You be careful to entertain strangers. You might be hollering at angels. You know what I'm saying? Angels are good and bad. Like, every messenger ain't right. Yeah. So, right here, 2 Corinthians 11, 13 to 15. Watch this right here. About how the enemy transforms himself into angels of light. 2 Corinthians 11. That's in the New Testament. 2 Corinthians 11. Let's get there. 13 to 15. He transforms himself into an angel of light. Why would he do that? To deceive you. Chapter 11. 2 Corinthians chapter 11. I believe it's 13 to 15.
Which one was popular?
That was Toby. But that was Raphael. He was like, he knows the whole time I ain't eating nothing with you. Look, he was walking with him the whole time. That's another good example. Raphael was walking with old Toby and them the whole time. He didn't even know he was an angel. So it show you angels. So it show you angels manifest. At times they can manifest and look just like us. And you don't even know. And he told him when he told him before he left him, he said, you know, I ain't eating nothing the whole time. I ain't eat nothing, I ain't drink nothing. Hey man, serve the Most High your whole life and you good. And looked up, he out of here. Vanish. You know what I'm saying? And look, you with him the whole time not knowing. This is straight archangel of the Most High. He ran, he said, I'm an Israelite. I'm from the tribe of Israel. My father named Azariah.
He ran it down.
In the book of Toby. The book of Toby, out the Apocrypha.
He wanted to make sure that he was a kid, Israelite. So he's like, when he told him.
So the angel appeared as an Israelite. Yeah. He appeared as a Hebrew. Raphael, one of the archangels. He appeared as a Hebrew. And so before he sent his son off, he said, man, who your father? And he was like, man, my father Azariah, so-and-so. What he ran down the Israelite tribe. He, oh man, I know your daddy, man. That's what's up. So he accompanied his son all the way over here to go get his riches and then get his wife. He's like, look, you're gonna get your wife, man. That's what you need to do. His name was Raphael. Raphael actually means God is my healer. So it makes sense he had knowledge of casting out this demon and to heal that girl. It makes sense he had that knowledge, you did. So after the whole mission was accomplished, he let it be known. He said, look, you thought I was so-and-so. I'm Raphael. I'm one of the 7 archangels that go in and out before God. You feel me? Hey, I've been with you this whole time. Serve the Lord your whole entire life and you good. You ain't your father. Then he vamped on like, ish.
In the Testament of Solomon, same fish, burn the same fish.
Yeah.
In the Testament of Solomon.
Yeah. And the demon name was Asmodeus. Yeah. And he was like, well, what angel has power over me? He said, Raphael. He said, he handles me every time I show up. Yeah, I bet. He get long stomped every time he show up, I bet. All right, where you at? Let's get it. 2 Corinthians 11, 13 and 15. 13 through 15.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13.
Yes, sir.
But such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel.
Don't what?
And no marvel.
Meaning don't be surprised. Right? Go ahead.
For Ashatan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
So question, wasn't Satan an angel? It said he can transform or manifest into an angel of light. He can come looking innocent. He can come looking like everything that you lust for and desire. And guess what you gonna do? Put your guards down. But if he show up looking like Baphomet, you ain't gonna deal with it. Right. But if he show up looking like the man of your dreams, your knight in shining armor, you gonna be like, oh, let him in. What's going on here? Show up looking like Denzel for the sisters. They were like, oh my God. Look at me. Let me twist his hair. You're like, doctor, let me give him the special. That's my soulmate. All right, come on, bro.
Keep going.
Down to 15. We're going to get to Job.
Yeah. It says, and no marvel, but Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers or his servants. Feel me? He got servants. He got demons upon his authority. Or his ministers or those doing his bidding. Go ahead. Also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. Whose end shall be according to their work.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Now remember we read that these angels, these sons of God, took them wives of all that they saw. Right? I need 1 Corinthians 11, verse 9. Now y'all notice we always go here and we talk about the head covering, right? But there's a spiritual significance to this head covering. Right. And Paul broke it down in Corinthians. He like, look, it's deeper than just, it's deep, it's breaking, Yeah, he would have to, because this history, right? And look, if it ain't about the angels, then you saying that these were Adam's sons, right?
No way.
So what does this mean in Corinthians? Right? 1 Corinthians 11, I think it's like verse 9. Now we go into the head covering, right? Read 1 through 4. The one, about the head of man, and then we jump down to 9 because a lot of our sisters think, well, man, that just messing up my good hair. It's deeper than that. You feel me? It's like it's those that of a higher spiritual nature. You understand? That realized that y'all was uncovered and didn't have men. It didn't say they was committing adultery by taking the women back then. Women were uncovered. They didn't have men. Yeah. They ain't like they took the women from the men. You feel me? It wasn't nothing like that. It's just these women were uncovered. You feel me? And of course, it's spiritual before it's physical. Your physical covering, that means that spiritually you are covered. If it ain't by a man, then it's of course by the Messiah, then the Father. You feel me? But these women here weren't covered. Oh, okay. So we have free pickings. All right. Paul understood this in Corinthians, right? Let's read it. 1 Corinthians 11.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1.
Now these scriptures will have to be explained. 2 Peter 2, 1 through 4. Jude 4 through 6. Genesis 6, 1 through 4. Now we in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11, right? About the head covering, and Paul finna throw a spin on it. Right? Go ahead, Hebrew.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Mashiach.
Yeah.
Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is the Most High. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonored his head.
Dishonor his head.
Right.
Go ahead.
But
Which is Messiah, right? Go ahead.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesied with her head uncovered, dishonored her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. Jump down to 9.
Jump down to 9. What did it say?
Verse 9.
Yeah.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels.
Now that word power just simply means covering. A woman supposed to have a cover on her head because of who?
The angels.
Now what angels are we talking about? You understand? And where can we read? And where can we read about that at?
All angels ain't good.
No, all angels ain't good. But where can we read about that at?
Right, but it's still lawful for us. It's still for us to cover our heads now.
Right, because those demons are still in the earth.
Exactly. It goes down now.
Look, a man didn't know he was healing if he was cuffed. You know what I'm saying?
So all these women that go to church without these big hats on is pretty much like
dishonor.
The scripture.
That's what it say. That's what it say.
So I was wondering why all would be up the big hats on.
The fruit baskets.
They don't know why they doing it, but you know.
But it ain't the argument. Yeah, it ain't the argument. I mean, saying, you know, we talking about majority. But the whole thing, like this right here, would have to be explained.
When you go to church, like the older women that be there, even the ones that usher, like they had hats on.
So look,
actually,
hey, look. But this scripture would have to be explained for those who were saying that the angels and Enoch was false, right? What does it mean that a woman has to have cover on her head because of the angels?
Because of the angels.
What angels? You feel me? And what women weren't covered? I mean, he know. We know. I don't. Right? He know. You feel me? It's just because it's scriptures that got to get explained. Like we'll deal with your points, but then at least be fair and deal with ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've rapped with him a few times over the years. He ain't really messing with us. He just like whatever. I mean, he ain't a disrespectful brother though. He ain't one of them cats to be like, nigga, the hell with y'all. He actually real cordial. He actually a bro you can actually deal with. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell when he out of ammo because he don't respond back.
Yeah, but you know how many people he can have falling because of
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's just scripts that got to get answered. Like what that mean? And that mean Paul understood in his day that, look, something went down with them angels and them women back in the beginning. And this is another reason why women should be covered. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's going into right there.
Like you see women in the club, probably got clothes on. You like, wish she ain't got no man.
See, there you go. There you go. Hebrew praise. All right, so look. I guess we're gonna show the son of God.
If you take all the way around, even like going into a mystery, right? Because they were defined by blood. These were spiritual beings. Read the Enoch, like in 15. These were spiritual beings. Another reason why they could not, one, they bonded, right? And they swear, So even when it was as Enoch to please as God to give us, it's no. You went out on a limb.
Yeah,
I see you over there, guy. You got over there sticking about that, guy. Now go ahead, bro.
Cover. Herbal covering.
Go ahead, bro. Go.
So yeah, so even when going into this like that, you know, during that time, I mean, you look at it, because if you don't, we understand and have read over periods of time that sexual immorality defiles not just what the woman or the person, it defiles the land. So now you see a deeper spiritual meaning there. When this happened, the men were devoured, the kids, the animals, everything is defiled.
I heard that.
No, you just read it about when I read Enoch.
Right.
When his fathers and the men couldn't satisfy them, they started eating meat.
Right.
Then they started going toward all the different animals.
Right.
Then they did what? Started going to each other and drinking blood. So, see, and we are ordered not to partake.
Exactly.
So understand it's something about even the blood that cried out. You read about that in Enoch too. That that's, you know, Cain's brother Abel's petition to the Most High.
Crying out.
Yeah. So how can you find a book to be this faith when you bring out this much power?
Exactly.
And then you can taper it around all the things that we shouldn't be doing, what's being done, and why if it has the effect. You going into these women, they not showing themselves be covered. You say the word adultery ain't gonna hurt at all. You see what I'm saying? Then you producing monsters, whether they're giants or a carnal now because we're in our flesh. Then everything around us is defied. You see what I'm saying? And then so I'm just saying it's a deeper spiritual meaning now you should have today on coverings, land being defiled, dealing with mistress women. And I ain't gonna talk about women, just stuff that men will do that they should.
Yeah, and then look, you know what I'm saying, having certain knowledge, man, like being in certain mindsets when you become one flesh or whatever. And you can be in a jacked up mindset, bro, and the spirit, like the spirit of that child will be jacked up behind something like that. You feel me? Like what if what if he's a Satanist? You feel me? And then you just good old, you know, just white Jesus your whole life or whatever. But ain't no telling what spirit's finna be on this baby. Because look, even when you become in one flesh with somebody, y'all exchanging spirits and all that. You inhaling each other and doing all. You feel me? Like you imprinting on one another. That's why you can see somebody you laid with 20 years ago and you never forget them. You be like, man, I know what. That's crazy. You feel me? Because y'all take pieces of each other when y'all do all that. You know what I'm saying? When you lay with somebody, y'all exchanging spirits and all that. Like, can you imagine if a child is conceived behind that? You feel me? And both these spirits is off anyway. Come on, man.
Now the children do what we're going to purpose. You know what I'm saying? Children are your oppressors.
Yeah, rule over them. And women rule over them. Yeah, come.
It becomes prophetic again. So we can see through Enoch, deeper, more spiritual meanings of why things should not take place, all because of these multiple references by multiple people over the
Yep.
And so no more to be fair on table. Well, how can he use heavenly body to do that stuff to earthly women? Well, you got to answer that. He was able to reproduce and do it one time. 14 talks about that. Actually talks about that because you're supposed to produce children in eternity. So you wouldn't have what it to do in the earth. Your children really serve you for an eternity. Like you really serve God. I'm going to read a little bit.
You can read, yes, you can. I just want to go show these sons of God real quick. Job chapter 1, Job chapter 2, Job 38, 1-7. And read what you're going to read, and we're going to shut it on down. Go ahead, Bruce.
Hey, Catholic churches and stuff, why they drink the juice and eat the crackers? That's like flesh.
Yeah, they do. What they do what's called communion. And they take something that the Messiah did once a year at Passover, and they do it like once a month or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not even keeping the ritual, or not even the ritual, the tradition. What we were commanded to do at Passover once a year, they do it once a month. You feel me? So then they came up with their own situation basically, and then tried to mask it as if they getting it out the scripture.
But what's crazy is I'm realizing how important these feast days is.
Yeah.
And it's almost like mandatory that we do these.
It is. These are the Most High's appointments. Like,
no, I knew about them, you know, but I didn't know to that extent. Like,
yeah, it's your appointment. The feasts are called Moed in Hebrew. It means your appointment. It's God's appointment. Like you show up to court, like you show up to your dentist appointment, your doctor's appointment, and all that. Her appointment. You got to show up. You got to be a million times more apt for the Most High's appointment.
Throughout your generation,
his feast mean his appointments. Got appointments to keep. You feel me?
We still generate.
Throughout your generation.
We still generate.
You still generate. All right, Job 1, I believe it is. I think around verse 4 through 6, I believe it is. You see what it is. What's that? 5, 4. 5. We in Job chapter 1. But read the whole situation when he having that dialogue with the Most High, and then he went off and messed with Job. So it was like 4 through 11 when he first went off and messed with Job. Then we jump over to chapter 2. Got it? Job 1, whatever that verse is, you say start it, and then read on down like verse 11 or something like that. You got it.
Perfect. Nobody perfect.
Read down to 12. Read down to 12.
Nobody perfect.
6 to 12. Job 1, 6 to 12. Got it?
Verse 6, right after Esther.
And then we're gonna read 1 through and then in chapter 2, we're gonna read 1 through 7. 1 through 6. So Job 1, 6 through 12, Job 2, 1 through 6. Our purpose here is to show the sons of God, right? And once we fail, and Adam had Seth, we became sons of men. We don't be called sons of God until we get adopted back into God's family. That's in 1 John chapter 3, 1 through 3. We actually ain't even called the sons of God right now. Until our glory, you feel me, is revealed. You feel me? We fail from that. We actually fail from that. Yeah. Come on, Hebrews, get it.
Job chapter 1, verse 6.
Yeah.
Now there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before the Most High.
The sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. You see that? Are these the seeds of Adam? That's a good question. Are these the seeds of Adam, or are these angels? That we read in Genesis 6 that the sons of God saw the daughters of men and took them wives. And there were angels in the earth in those days. We backed it up with Enoch, where it's actually called the sons of God angels, right? All right, so we're going to back Enoch up with Job. Sons of God have to present themselves before the Most High every day, including today. Come on, Hebrew.
And Satan came also among them.
Stop right there. And the devil is amongst them? Because he's a son of God too. He's just a rebellious son of God. So are we talking about the sons of Adam?
No.
Bruce Carter. We can't be talking. We can't be talking about the sons of Adam, because we talking about angels right here. When the Most High, he holds court every day. Sons of God have to report to their father every day over what's going on in God's earth. Satan shows up with him as well. Come on, Hebrew.
And the Most High said unto Satan,
yeah,
whence cometh thou?
Where you coming from? It's like you ask your son, even though you know where he done been. What you been doing? You already know the answer. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And Satan answered the Most High and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So we know this is not a council of men. Man will be able to do that. Come on, Hebrew.
Said, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Now in his counsel, now he's talking about a man. Have you considered my servant Job? Go ahead, Hebrew.
That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Elohim and escheweth evil.
That's what perfect is according to the Bible. It don't mean you flawless. It just means you fear the Most High and you hate evil. You hate evil. You understand? If you're going to call yourself that, make sure you walk that. You feel me? Notice the Most High is calling Job perfect. He ain't calling himself that. His maker is calling him perfect. Everybody in the scripture, you understand, that held that title, it wasn't because they were calling themselves that. It's because they maker. It's like, yeah, they perfect and upright. They fear me and they hate evil. So they eliminate anybody running around claiming they perfect. I ain't perfect. You might want to watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You can be that. You dig? But those is the creator vouching for you on that. All right. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear Elohim for naught? Hast thou not made an hedge around him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side?
Yeah.
Thou hast blessed the work of his hands and his substance and increased in the land.
Now trip off this. The Most High and the devil having a straight conversation about you. If it happened with Job, it's happening with you.
That's happening every day.
You feel me? What you gonna do?
That's why all the movies that always got angel on this side and a demon on this side.
You remember growing up with one of them cartoons?
Yeah.
Come on, Hebrew. Roz and them said they just made it to their apartment. They on the live feed commenting.
Verse 11.
That's so like dealing like your conscience, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what a battle go down every day. Between good and evil, it start right here in that mind.
Exactly.
So it's a war between the righteous and the wicked, the Most High and the devil, every day starting on your mind. And you got the power to decide which way you're gonna go. You're either gonna say bump and I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right. Roll the dice. Come on, Hebrew.
But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Most High said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand.
So trip off this. Even the devil is bound. Feel me? He got rules he got to abide by. He's allowed to do what he do, but he told him, like, look, you can do this, but don't do that. You feel me? Because who made who? You feel me? It's like, yeah, you a son of mine, but you rebellious. You can fulfill your purpose until it's over. Go ahead. I'm going to show you that my creation I made, Job, he all the way down with me. But notice this is a conversation happening, you feel me, not amongst the Most High and the sons of Adam. Job is a son of Adam. You feel me? This is in the spiritual realm about the affairs of a son of Adam. Sons of God are angels, man. You feel me? What verse you in?
That was
10. Yeah, read down to, I think it's 12. I think it is. Go ahead, out.
Said, put forth not thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Wow.
And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Most High.
So it's safe to say the sons of God in this chapter right here is not talking about men. You understand? Over the next chapter, I need 6 verses out there. Chapter 2, read 1 through 6. And then we're gonna jump over to chapter 38. I think we rest our case. I think we rest our case. There's other situations too they bring out, but we'll bring them out in their proper season as well.
So how many angels do you know?
Man, it's an innumerable amount.
Because if he cast it out 200,
Yeah.
Shit, Christ coming back with 10,000.
It was like his main general. So like how many like was they replaced?
Man, it's so many. It's hard to say.
We'll talk about them being replaced.
Yeah, it's like a third of them fail, right? And only a third of us gonna be saved. So it's like what lost gets filled back up with those that make it. You see what I'm saying? Gonna get rid of a third of them fail, and a third of us get redeemed. So we just know we don't know the number. We just know it's a whole number. You feel me? A third fell off, but a third get redeemed. A third of his chosen. That's powerful. That's powerful. And then Messiah say, made like unto the angels. Made like them. Powerful. Immortal.
He coming back with 10,000, it says.
Thousands and thousands. All right, go ahead. Job 2, 1 through 6. What it say?
Job chapter 2. Again, there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Most High.
So it's the same thing we just read in chapter 1. We ain't even got to read all this. But you just see that the sons of God come to present themselves before the Most High. And here comes Slick Willie too. Same situation we just read in chapter 1, right? So we showing that the sons of God, you feel me? Sons of God are angels as well, right? And it's safe to say in Genesis 6, based off what we read in Genesis 6, based off what we read on Enoch and then backed it up with Job, that those were angels. If not, you're going to have to say race mixing produces gladiators and giants. That's a hard pill to swallow there. All right, now let's go to Job 38. That's enough for that. Let's finish it off with Job 38. I need 1 through 7. Watch this. This is going to be the nail in the coffin about the sons of God here. Job 38, 1 through 7. Job 38, 1 through 7. I think Nee's going to read a little bit more of that, and then we can close on out. We can pick a psalm that we can, you know what I'm saying?
Job 38. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth?
Where was thou when I laid what?
The foundations of the earth.
So he going back to what? Creation now, right? He asking Joe, where was you at when I laid this foundation down? And this very earth you stand on. Right?
Full of rain.
All right, go ahead, Hebrew.
Declare if thou hast understanding.
Telling Job, declare if you know where you was. Look, now Job is the son of Adam, right? But he asking him where you was at when I laid the foundation of the earth. Declare if you got understanding, right? Go ahead, Op.
Who have laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest, or who have stretched the line upon it, whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened.
Right.
Or who laid the cornerstone thereof, when the morning stars sang together.
Hold on, and who laid the cornerstone? This is all about creation. Y'all see that, right? Who laid the cornerstone thereof when the morning stars sang together? Come on.
And all the sons of God shouted for joy.
Where was man at when that happened? Because he just asked Job, where was you? When I laid the foundation and the cornerstone. Huh? And all my sons shouted for joy. Was he talking about Adam? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. See, so the theory of the sons of God just being Adam and being the line of Adam, you feel me? You have to take that off the table. Again, it's just two options, either angels or the sons of Adam, right? Either angels lay with mankind or lay with the women of men, or these were the sons of Adam laying with the daughters of Cain. You feel me? And then you got to come up with why there's certain structures still in the earth that can't be reproduced. Where are these 10-foot steps down in Peru? Who was walking up them? Who are these large 100-foot thrones these people sitting on? What is all this and where did it come from? You feel me? like I'm all with putting the options on the table, which is just a lot of stuff that got to get answered. Even shall a woman have power on her head because of the angels, or a covering on her head because of the angels? What angels? You understand? What angels are men. Paul was talking about men in 1 Corinthians 11:4. Every man praying or prophesying. You already talking about men. Peter was talking about wicked Israelites in 2 Peter chapter 2. Got down to them angels, said the angels that sin. Jude was talking about wicked Israelites until he got down to verse 6 and say, but the angels that kept not their first estate. We said, well, no, man, that ain't nowhere in the scripture. We go to Genesis 6 and say the sons of God. Well, the sons of God are Adam. Sons of God, according to Job, are angels. I mean, you know, it's a lot. So it's a lot to swallow, man. It's a lot to swallow. You did. So that's why we deal with Enoch, Jasher, you know what I'm saying, Jubilees. A lot of people don't want to deal with it, but it's only because the matter ain't been thoroughly researched. When you thoroughly research it, and you be like, dang, there's actually answers for all the reasons why they claim they ain't dealing. You know what I'm saying? And so it really only come down to I just don't want to believe that, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. It just at least be fair and deal with what we bring out and show, or that's off scripture. Then, you know, you'd be like, at least bring the correction out. And that's what I'm telling the brother that put the video, because I've been rapped to him before. I've rapped to him several times, you know what I'm saying? But he never get back because there still ain't no answers for these scriptures right here. Even though we can go through each one. No, it ain't a speed contest either. We'll go through each one. All right, bro, hold on, let me deal with you. Bang. It just what we bring out never get addressed. It just be like, man, y'all niggas believe that, man. I mean, I hear you. There's a lot of stuff went on that I can't explain today. You feel me? I can't explain to you how that sun got put up there and how every process the Most High went through to make the sun. I don't know. A lot of things that was going on in the ancient world or in the Bible right now. Like in the Bible, it tell you that a donkey, an ass talked.
You believe it?
That's what I'm saying. It tell you that man was made out of dust, and then a woman was pulled from his rib. It's a lot of stuff. If you talk about the Bible, there's so many miracles and stuff you can't explain with your carnal reasoning. You might as well shut the book. There's too much going on. You feel me? Yep. Exactly. Moses talking to a burning bush, like you be like, man, that nigga was crazy. Jesus walking on water. You feel me? There's a lot of stuff in there, man. So, but what you realize is it's a supernatural book, and it ain't meant for the carnal. It's just you have to be on the spiritual level. Like, okay, that makes sense. I can see that happening. You feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with thinking major. You feel me? Because the world will say certain things are impossible, but we seen people heal from bullet wounds. We seen children heal from being birthed at 26 weeks. We've seen all type of miracles, you know what I'm saying? To where we look at it and then we quickly forget about it. So just because certain things get said that in your own carnal reasoning you can't prove today, don't mean it didn't happen. Or if you don't like it, again, I don't like mosquitoes. Can't stand them. I don't like roaches. Can't stand them. But it don't mean they don't exist. All right? We got to close in Psalm. I thought Nee wanted to read something else, but you cool? You want to read it? Okay, where you at? First book of Enoch, what?
Chapter 15, verse 5.
First book of Enoch, chapter 15, verse 5. Let's get her done.
All right. Says, therefore have I given them wives, that they might impregnate them, and beget children with them, by them, that thus nothing might be wanted to them on the earth. We were given, children to be born to us, so we wouldn't have no woman. You see what I'm saying? But you were formerly spiritual, living the eternal life and immortal for all generations of the world. And therefore I have not appointed wives to you, for as such spiritual ones of the heavens. Heavens is our dwelling place. Those angels, they would never give wives. Why? Like, why did they leave?
Yeah.
Why did they jump down? Everybody else had something of their kind except for them.
I mean, that was their job, though. I mean, whatever the Most High give you, man, it's just like, look, embrace that. Jealous over the next cat. Like, everybody ain't gonna reproduce. You feel me? Like we read Isaiah 4 about 7 women taking hold of one man. That ain't gonna happen for every brother. You feel me? Like some of us gonna be killed and martyred for this thing. Well, that won't happen for you. I'm pretty sure that's my end as well. Like I don't really see myself making it out of, like, I don't even see it.
Read down to 8 then, man.
You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But if you just so happen to be alive and remain, and then that lot falls on you. But if you martyred for the truth, man, that's just what it is. You got Most High got something else for you. You feel me? And I just don't see. I mean, you know, I don't. Man's goings are the Most High, but the way it's going, I don't see myself making it about here alive. I don't even see it. I just don't. I don't see how it's going. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm gonna tell you what Big Bro told me at Ozell funeral, man. Jake, right? We was rapping after we was about to carry Ozell out to the hearse and all that. And Jake was like, man, hey man, shit, Ozell and Israel look good up there, man. He's like, he just smiling, smirking like, I made it, waiting on y'all, right? And the elder turned and looked at me and say, shh, that's good, because I ain't having no funeral. I plan on bringing the house down when I go. I was like, nigga, I feel you. That's what I'm talking about. You feel? The elder, 55, 56 years old, like, look, I'm about to go so hard, I'm gonna make them take me up out of here. You dig? I probably ain't finna have no funeral. I had to salute the elder on that one. I feel you, bro, because, you know what I'm saying? Just know you ain't going by yourself. You dig? Because, I mean, how much longer you think it'd be able to last? They locked the brother up for that black identity extremist clause Trump came out. Trump came out with what's called a BIE last year, black identity extremists. They locked the brother up at 4 in the morning in his drawers in December. Had him out in his drawers in his front lawn, right? His brother named Rakeem Boulagan, right? They locked him up, no bond. Right?
Yeah, no bond, yeah.
Only thing they found in his house was 2 handguns that belonged to him. But because Trump labeled him a black identity extremist, then that means all that's illegal he got, right? So I'm like, well, dang. So they were like, based off what he was speaking. So I go back and listen to what he talking about. I'm like, he ain't nowhere near his man. Like, I'm like, shit, he's like Disneyland. What he talking about? And he ain't doing that for real, but showing brothers a few wrestling moves, and he ain't even like what, he's nowhere near as influential and as quote unquote radical as what we be on. Nowhere near it.
He's doing it legally too.
You feel me? And I'm like, y'all locked him up for that? Well, eventually, like how many more radio shows y'all think gonna be able to happen? To where me and the bros walking about there around noon on Sunday and they just don't swoop. It's be like no bond, no nut. You know what I'm saying? Because who giving the people identity? The Bible is. We teaching the Bible. The identity is Israel. So BIE can stand for Black Israelite Extremists. And you know how the elders go. You know, y'all, but you know Jake longer than me. Jake go. Man, he be calling the Queen of England a whore. He called Donald Trump an orange pervert. Call up her. Yo, I mean, I'm talking about bro with name. Bros, go. So that's what I'm saying. So when he said that, I dapped him up and hugged him like I feel you. Because it's only a matter of time for they be like, look, that's enough. Dang, we got 150 countries copying a radio station. We got over 1 million people listening to them every Sunday worldwide. People call us from Israel, like Africa, Asia, South America. When the same situation with that, they already knew what it was. You feel me? So it's just like, so when the elder told me that, I felt him, like my heart jumped with him, like I feel you on that. Yeah. Bro, like, look, I'm bringing the house down. I ain't aiming for no funeral. They even have to drop a hellfire missile on me. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I'm with you though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's till the casket drops. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even see myself. Like, just don't see it. Like, I mean, is it possible? Of course, anything possible. My time is in the hands of the Most High, you dig? So I ain't never looking at it like, but I'm saying I wouldn't be nowhere near surprised. Like, I almost expect, you feel me, some type of violent end based off what we teach. I already know it. Too many people offended. You feel me? Too many people offended behind it. They like, man. So they can't just keep yelling, you know, even the people that's down with it, can't keep going on like, yeah. Eventually, they're gonna have to silence it. I was up in there one day. They did a cyber attack while we was in there. All the lights went out. I think we looked at each other like, because you don't know if they got a drone flying out the window or not. Boy, I looked over there. We all looked. Jake like, shit, I told y'all that. Hey, cyber attacks around this dude. He hopped up real quick and marched downstairs, and I'm like, man, hey, it's going down. I'm talking about everything hit. All the electric, everything hit is real quick while we was in the middle of our broadcast. Phone start going off. What happened? Y'all cool? Like, they like, man, I've been fighting cyber attacks since we've been on Earth. What you talking about? Now y'all know I ain't lying. Damn, I ain't playing no game. Same thing. And look, that's still on the thing. You feel me? That's still on there. So it is what it is. Look, Nee, was you done with that? So when he said that, I wasn't surprised, and I felt him. I'm like, yeah, I feel you, P too. So the time you got left, you use it, getting your short leggers together, your family, letting them know, like, look, even if you don't see me no more, keep it going. Feel me? That's just what it is, man. It's part of the walk. And all the prophets and all them, they went through the same thing. You dig? Isaiah was sawn in half by his own people. Messiah was crucified.
When you read Paul letters, he's like that too. Like, I'm ready. Like, I don't know what's the best meal or the go.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's all good. So we all good? We got closing song? Who got one? Okay, you want to read that real quick? That's what's up. That's what's up. You need to know the whole duty of man.
The whole duty of man. This is the conclusion of this matter.
Right.
Well,
right, I feel you. We say, why not go all in for the Most High on the radar anyway? All praises, man. But like I say in Psalm 56, I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. My time's in the Most High's hands. So we're going to end this, what, Psalm 56? Let's do Psalm 56, closing Psalm. All praise, glory, and honor to the Most High. We about to face Jerusalem Worldwide Assembly. If y'all can face Jerusalem, we're going to read Psalm, the 56th chapter. You feel me? Try y'all best to read along with us. We're going to close on out. Another beautiful Shabbat session. Barbershop, chop shop. Book of Enoch. Book of Enoch in this deal. Psalm 56. You all good, Nehemiah? I hear you. Psalm 56. The Most High's permission. David praying to the Most High in confidence of his word and complains of his enemies. To the chief musician, upon Jonath, Elim Rekam, a Mithkam of David. The Philistines took him in Gath. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou Most High. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee, and the Most High will praise his word. In Yah I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they rest my word. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger, cast down the people, O Yah. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for Yahweh is for me. And the Most High will I praise his word. And Yahweh will I praise his word. In Yah I have put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O Yah. I will render praises unto thee. For thou wilt deliver my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before Yah in the light of the living. Hallelujah! Selah! Yo! Yes, sir. Hallelujah. Excellent barbershop, shop. Going into meat of the scriptures. Until the next time, family. Enjoy a beautiful and prosperous